The Bulldogs and the Magpies at Colonial Stadium. Sunday football. Darcy, hasn't he been sensational on the ruck for the Bulldogs? Good hands through the middle. Gilby initially got it out. Lockyer attacks it. Missed. Cloak, wonderful asset he has been on debut this year. Jason Cloak. Wakeland kicks the ball forward to the leader of Rocker. There was some doubt on whether he had taken his place today. He's out there. Free kick goes his way. Bartlett the offender.
Fraser started in the goal square with Croft, his opponent. Tarrant also deep. Kingsley Hunter, the man that would go with him.
Rocker spears the pass, looking for either Burns or Fraser. Both were there. Fraser just protected Burns. Now the chip inside 50, but Theris with mark inside 50, held it long enough. And he will perhaps have a shot at goal, maybe within range.
Bulldogs early, but they're all getting forward of the ball when Collingwood go forward, aren't they? So a little bit of flooding happening early.
There is space in front of him for the lead if it comes. Rupert Batheris, an escapee from Fremantle's rookie list. About to line up on a difficult angle outside the boundary line. Tough kick. Getting some abuse as he goes through the motions. That's a gem of a kick off the boot. Perfect start for Collingwood.
Yes, we did pick up a little bit of abuse through our effects microphone, but that is the best way to answer it. That's a wonderful conversion. I think we saw the AFL probability just pop up there at just over 30%, so it's a lovely conversion. Rupert Batheris, who's assumed a leadership role at this footy club. Good start. Looks like he's going to be running with Rowan Smith, so that's a nice one to get on the board early. Smith trying to get on to Didac, so merry-go-round around at the moment as they sort themselves out.
First blood to the Magpies. Rupert Batheris kicking to the southern end of Colonial Stadium, right of screen, has goal. Back in the middle, McKee. Nice tap down. Buckley. Brown in there. Still playing with an injured ankle. Dimatina kicks it inside 50. Bandy flies. Couldn't mark. Cloak was there. And the ball is not coming out of there too easily in the Saunders tackle inside the forward 50 for the Western Bulldogs. Jason Cloak on screen there, as I said, has been a wonderful find. The son of champion player David Cloak for the Tigers and the Magpies. Sokorov, the ground, goes out wide. Didac didn't run at the ball. Lockyer did. Tried to move it to Buckley. Smith came in, threw himself at the ball. Lucky handball, perhaps. Some would say very good. Dimatina's left foot kick. Not so good.
Not 15 either. Wakeland called to play on quickly. Brody Holland, boundary line beats him. Out of bounds on the full.
Dimatina got the job on Nathan Buckley, as I said. Paul Lucuria running it with Brad Johnson.
Robert Murphy, the free kick goes backwards to the 100-gamer Nathan Brown. 6 seasons with the Bulldogs, just the 4 haircuts. Goes long to half forward. Cloak with the fist again, knocks it down. Johnson for the Dogs to full forward. Grant playing close to goal. Bandy. Players diving in. Grant's got up but is caught. Ball comes free. Into the handball. Tarrant gives it off. Lucuria caught. Dogs might get one here. Spinning around. High kick. Westy has put it through.
Great forward line pressure. It presents so many and creates so many opportunities if your forwards are prepared to work hard defensively when the ball just goes out of the area, and that's how that goal was created. Here's Chris Tarrant in deep, but a great chase down and tackle by Brad Johnson, and the ball's coughed up. And Scott West on that left foot. Probably the only area, if you want to be super critical of Scott West, it's so hard to be. Not a big goal kicker.
No doubt, Gary Lyon, that the part of the game that Scott West needs to add is his goal-kicking ability and get forward and just hurt the opposing sides on the scoreboard a little more than he does now. Knock out of the middle, Freeborn, Jim Syracuse, hands to Brown, been very efficient in the game so far. Nathan Brown gets back onto his favoured left, kick missed. Brown on the lead. Presti Giacomo has to work through some traffic. Got it out nicely under enormous pressure. Lucuria, City side, Freeborn, got time, sizes up the options, one bounce, almost stopped to a walk. What do I do? He looks forward. Tries to get Fraser to come at him. Couldn't complete the mark. The old stage of the pro. Croft did wonderfully well. Worked it to the young star Murphy. Onto Bandy. Been a very effective player up forward for the Dogs. Long ball in. Eagleton couldn't mark Johnson. Pushed him out of the way and recovered nicely himself.
Ben goes wide. Wing. Couple of magpies there, but Ferris, Filacuria, another fumble, Credior, the turnover. All of a sudden they've got the ball in Albies' hands and they're going to attack the Dogs. Scores level, early stages. Johnson in the pocket takes the mark.
Good hard running from Brad Johnson. The pressure from the Bulldogs at the moment just got the Magpies a bit nervous. A couple of fumbles, as you boys have called. And on a turnover such as that, when Brad Johnson, who's got an opponent in Paul Lacuria, just gives him a chance to run hard forward. Maybe a bit tight on the bench, in the pocket.
Johnson kicking and Johnson on the mark as well. Tough angle. Looks like a behind. Just misses. But the Bulldogs in front by that margin. Early stages. 16 minutes still to travel opening term.
Kick back into play will be affected by their skipper. 5-time Copeland Trophy winner. Along with Len Thompson, of course, equaling the amount of Copeland trophies that have been won at the Collingwood Football Club. Goes short. Nick Davis now works it back to Burns. Handball over the top, inside 50, 6-1 in favour of the Bulldogs so far. So they're getting plenty of opportunity, the Bulldogs up forward. McKee, couple of bounces. Scott West doesn't come at him. Tried to draw him with a handball over the top, did it well. Got it on the Burns, tucked it under the arm, ran forward. Good delivery. Fraser couldn't quite get there. Bounce got him. Croft waits. Risky handball. Smith brilliantly out of trouble.
Darcy, back pocket, free. Nathan Brown getting a bit of it. Confident bounce. Third possession for him. Goes wide to Brad Johnson. He in turn wide. Looking for an option out there. Saunders. Caught. Passes play on. Ball inside 50 for the Dogs. Gene Siracusa slaps it out. Rolling, trickling ball. Albie, that's over the top draw.
There's a great goal. You caught it beautifully, Dwayne. Mark Albie, just presence of mind, under a little bit of pressure, didn't try and find too much time and space, banged it on the boot deliberately, kicked it low, dribbled the ball along the ground, and, well, it was really rebound football of the highest kind. Collingwood worked it beautifully out of their defence. Look at this, Gene Siracusa just summed it up so very well. He meant that, don't worry about that. And the way they moved the footy from their defence into attack was a pretty encouraging sign.
All started by Rowan Smith in the last line of defence. He moved it forward. The resultant goal by Albie. Back in the middle of the ground. There is the score. 15 minutes to go in this quarter. Kick out wide, plus time on. Gene Siracusa once again gets it onto Johnson. Johnson bangs it forward over the head of Grant on the lead. Percy Giacomo the hole. Nothing forthcoming. Dogs lock it inside their forward 50 again. They are killing them inside the forward 50.
They are indeed. Chris Grant suggesting that maybe he had his jumper pulled there in that marking contest, but they are working very, very hard in that centre square and at the stop plays. And at the moment, they just seem to have the Pies a bit rattled.
Bandy and McKee to do the ruck work. Bandy gets the hand on it, but down to Lacuria of the Pies. Wakeland lurking at fullback, chips the kick, and they should come away from defence very, very wide. High ball, Didak. It's on the end of the long pass from Holland. On the wing, Dock side of the ground. Chips it long and forward to Betheris. Same spot where he kicked the opening goal of the game. Goes for it again. Kicks across the face. Almost a mark in the goal line. Carrot there. Ball hit the post. There'll be a conference. And it'll be a ball in.
They all looked at each other there, the umpires, and they weren't sure. And eventually the boundary umpire blew his whistle. And the goal umpire said, no, it's mine. And he made the decision in the end for them. Darcy, ruck contest down. Johnson in there and about. Credior over the top. We'll have a ball up. Just 20 metres out from Collingwood's attacking zone.
Just got caught, Steve Credior, there on a couple of occasions with Rupert Betheris. Just a switch in opponents in general play, and they both went to the same man. That's why Betheris got so much space.
Ball up. Credior, be forced to do the ruck work against Rocker. Rocker tapped it out nicely, but got straight to the opposing player, and Johnson onto his buddy and Smith down the throat of Gilby. Had a sensational second half last week for the Western Bulldogs, did Lindsay Gilby. A very highly skilled player. Goes wide to Nathan Brown. Knocked up, getting it early as Nathan Brown goes short. Darcy accepts the mark. 4 possessions already for Nathan Brown. Darcy looks to give it off. Gilby runs in support behind. He'll kick it long. Normally effective. Kick on the lead to Grant is beautiful. And Grant has marked 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, he started at full forward and is playing deep, Brian, because Daniel Bandy's been so effective. Prestigiacomo is his opponent. I'd fancy Chris Grant, one out. I think Simon Prestigiacomo is a terrific player and a good trier. I'm not sure whether he's going to have the pace or lateral movement to go with Grant, so if they can give him that space, give him that forward 50 to work in, then he'll be capable of getting a bag today.
Beautiful use of the ball there from Lindsay Gilby. And the probability for Chris Grant from this position near on 50%, and he's worked on holding the ball a little bit lower to try and affect less spin on the ball, which will give him a little bit more distance in turn, Gary. So
sounds like a man that has spent some time with him. Prestigiacomo's just come off the mark here, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully Grant's taken notice of that.
Grant will have to kick it all of 50 metres. It'll stretch in, but he should get there. Kick on its way, looks good. Drifting a little bit left now. Missed just to the left-hand side, minor score. Grant's first shot at goal.
There's misses and there's misses, Brian, isn't there? And that wasn't a bad miss. That was just drifted offline, but it was good contact.
Lockyer to himself, then into trouble, then to Prestigiacomo. Holland on the end of the handball, wide, high, Tarrant. Also there, Hunter, Tarrant, Hunter, Clement, third man in. Brilliant shepherd, Tarrant, looping handball over the top to Fraser. No one to go to, forced to backtrack, goes inboard, Holland's got on the end of it. Good movement now for Collingwood. They've got the spare man, Didak. Oh, he wasn't spare in the end. They came at him, they read the pass. Smith ran into trouble. Dimatina goes for the line, and the umpire says not deliberate.
He had into trouble, Dimatina, because Ryan Loney had just run straight off the interchange bench, and I think he got the surprise of his life, Rowan Smith, when he was confronted by a black and white jumper.
And Dimatina, not much of a left foot there. We'll go to Michael Roberts in just a moment as Fraser knocks the ball to Curia. Colin, quick hands, Burns. Burns long ball, Rocker at the back, got the sit here, should Mark does. Just 15 metres out, let's go Michael Roberts, ground level.
Yes, boys, the breeze is going down to the Lockett end, the Western Bulldogs end. Jared Malloy's birthday today, not a bad little inclusion. And Lee Teakle, the rookie at Collingwood, his grandmother was killed in a tragic accident last Tuesday. They're wearing the black armbands.
26 years of age today, Malloy.
Great kick, that one, to Anthony Rocker, that looked at a lead early, realised there was no space, and Burns almost forced Rocker to back towards goal because of the way he kicked it. And he's been able to stand his ground so very well in the past few weeks, so it was a terrific option.
Got the double armband on there, Anthony Rocker. Comes in to kick for goal. Kick on its way. It's there.
Well, this Collingwood forward line on paper looks so very dangerous now with Rocker, Tarrant and Malloy in the side as well, and Fraser. The danger is it gets too top heavy. Now, right now, Malloy's on the interchange bench, so they've got Anthony Rocker playing out of the goal square. They've got Josh Fraser and Tarrant rotating between the forward pocket and centre half forward. But it just appears whoever plays in the centre half forward position really pushes up the ground and becomes almost a fifth midfielder to try and give those boys plenty of room to work in.
Dogs by 2 points, roughly halfway through the opening term. McKee and Darcy side by side for the ruck contest. Buckley nearly had it. Lays the tackle with a bit of freeborn assistance. Ball shoot out. Now Nathan Brown pounces again, having a great 100 so far. Goes to Grant, forward pocket. Can't keep it alive. And nearly takes our cameraman with him.
Nathan Brown has been very good. Freeborn, his opponent, needs to tighten up at the moment. The other win that the Magpies have had, they've got Didak at full forward, and he's taken Rowan Smith right out of the game, who's been in good form. Smith now playing virtually at full back.
Deep in the Bulldogs forward zone. Bandy. Grant runs onto it. Handball. Quick hands West. Was forced onto his right. Got the handball off. Buckley got in the way of it though. Pirouetted out of the tackle nicely. Nathan Buckley. What a star. Kicks the ball looking for Tarrant on the lead. Hunter was there with him. Croft assistance. Freeborn ground level. Batheris. Been effective in the game so far. Got it backwards to Buckley. Beautiful skills. Over to Burns. Murphy went hard at it. Burns just broke the tackle sensationally well. 5 possessions for him. 3 bombers crunched by Credior. Then threw it out. But there's clever. Soccer on the ground. Holland gave it but not this time. It rebounds to Lockyer. Kick around the corner, finds Fraser. He'll play on. 20 metres out from goal. Josh Fraser hit the post. Hit the post, the big fella. Good passage of play from the Magpie forwards.
It was a great contest, good pressure from both sides, and he was smart. You watch Josh Fraser here, really composed. There's a big hit on Freeborn, but eventually he finds its way to Fraser. He had time to steady, he did that. Looked inside, there was nothing on, then decided to have a shot and hit the post.
Kick out off the hands of Brad Johnson and out of play. 50 metres from Collingwood's goal. Been a great game so far. And you can see their conversion rate. The clearances too, by the way. Dogs 7, Collingwood 3. Tarrant up in the ruck. Hunter around the line. Gained a few metres. And the ball back out of play.
Kingsley Hunter very quick across the ground. From that point of view, a pretty good matchup for Chris Tarrant, who does lead hard and long.
McGough on the bench. On the Anzac Day medal, but that wasn't enough to get him starting time in the last 2 weeks. Started on the bench last week and again this week.
Unusual, wasn't it?
It is. It's almost as if he was penalised for being so good on Anzac Day. Mick Malthouse just trying to keep the youngsters' feet well and truly on the ground.
Roof open here at Colonial Stadium today. It's an overcast day, a little bit of wind, but they will shut the roof if rain is on the way. Free kick, Collingwood's way defence of 50. So they have the authority to shut the roof at any of the breaks in play here. As it comes out wide to Murphy. Murphy looks for Smith, who'll have to fly over the top of Didak, nubs him under the ball nicely. Smith quick to recover, knew what he was doing, took a bounce, centre wing, good chase, Lockyer, 5 for Smith, kick to Bandy, couldn't mark, hits it out, Wakeland. Didn't pick it up cleanly. Johnson went through very hard. He's been in good touch as well. McKee was clever. Good tackle there. From behind from Dimatina. Bartlett with the ball was effectively tackled by Freeborn as well.
Umpire Red Hot has pinned Brad Johnson on that occasion.
Tough decision. Freeborn, Loney. Now Fraser on the wing. 1 point the margin. Fraser long. Burns free. Half forward. Takes it on 50. Uncertain as to whether to play on immediately or go back. It is now forced back.
Something about that pocket that the Western Bulldogs just refused to go and man up in. This is about the 3rd or 4th kick the Collingwood player has had from there after running into that space unmanned as Daniel Bandy in the hands of trainers.
Yes, that's bad news. Check on his injury shortly with Michael Roberts.
Well, he's had plenty of time, Scott Burns. Probably had the footy for 40 seconds now. You wonder why the game goes on and on and on. If this was a fullback, he would have been penalised by now.
And still he takes time. It burns up a lot of seconds. Finally goes to Lockyer. Still outside 50. Still perhaps beyond range with the Dogs leading by a point.
Nevertheless, a very effective kicker of the ball is Tarkin Lockyer. Often has the duties from fullback.
Very patient. They're overly patient, but they're just trying to set something up.
55 metres, goes short, cut off by West. The Bulldogs were aware that was on. West, spiral runs forward, no one home.
That is rugby union football, right?
Presti Giacomo just dances through the middle of the ground. Rocker was nudged under it by Croft. Beautiful mark taken by Bartlett over the top as he dishes off to Darcy.
Couple of big men combining. Darcy hits the ground running. Pass not so good. Over the head of Harrison and the ball in the hands of Cloak over the line. Dockside wing.
Scott West just bombed away when he knew there was no one down there, so he kicked long and high just to try and buy his players some time. Knew the footy was going to come back, but it was almost rugby union.
Needed more hang time. Buckley through traffic. Brilliance again from one of the Brownlow medal favourites. The pass in the direction of Lockyer, couldn't quite grab it. Neither could Patheris. Dimatina, Fredior, half court. Murphy fed the ball, and he looks like he needs a feed, young Murphy. Ball over the top, the half forward. Cloak, Presti Giacomo. Collingwood, plenty of players in defence. Wakeland. Cloak over the head of Fraser. And they might turn it over. Darcy can take it out, keeps it alive, gets a free.
Classic professional Darcy there, the little handball out in front. Knew he was in trouble. He was half searching for the boundary line, and he won the free kick. 5 possessions, Luke Darcy.
No Daniel Bandy at the minute half forward, so Saunders, the player, is going to have to step up.
Kicks in that direction. Saunders in front. McKee, the big thump. Crediuk's got to go. He does. So did Johnson. Equally as hard. Won the ball brilliantly. Now he's got to get off the west tackle. He did that well. Took a bounce. Have a look at him go. Almost too far. A little bit hard on fire. A little bit hard.
Well, all the leads had been presented. He had a lot of space towards the goals, but he didn't think he could make it, so he kept running.
Croft to Alvey. Long bomb to half forward. Big leapers go up. No one can take the mark. Off hands. Brilliant shot. Gilby kicks across the face. 2 points the margin. Dogs lead. We're into time on opening term. Let's go down to the boundary.
He's still having assessments done by the medical staff there. He took a heavy hit right in the solar plexus, just at the bottom of the breastbone, and having trouble recovering from that. Looks like he's winded, but a little bit worse than the usual one, guys.
Dr. Peter Larkins working the boundary there as Lockyer kicks looking for Tarrant. Come right down to half-back. He's got Johnson on. Finds the option. Freeborn. Been a significant contributor early in this game to Fraser, who's looked likely across half forward.
That's the difference of kicking it quickly. Johnson ignored leads and ran out of room. Freeborn kicked to the first lead.
Fraser back to Freeborn, who ran on. A man 45 metres out in that pocket. Rocker with the big jump. Went early. Got two to beat. Darcy. Rocker working hard. Overran it O'Brien. Up lets it go. Through they come. Didak was hard at it. Won the ball ground level. Brodie Holland. Stripped Gin Syracuse. Smith. Bulldogs away.
Gilby wide on the wing with Harrison. Lays the Shepherd. Cloak tries to buffet him out of play. Traps the ball. Might get a free. Doesn't. It does well. Just to trickle it back along the boundary line, but it doesn't travel out.
It's a fence over there. It is out that footy. Great effort, Jason Cloak. Desperation. Gets a pat on his head, on the head for his efforts.
Outer wing. Just the Collingwood side of it. We'll get two kicks from goal. Darcy in the ruck. Eagleton. Buckley over Eagleton. Pleading for a free. Had the hand up as if hailing a cab. Now the umpire will sort it out with a bounce. 15 plays 13. Dogs by 2 points.
Jared Malloy on the ground for his first run, and Josh Fraser having a spell. Brad Johnson had plenty of the footy early in this game.
Eagleton and Buckley having a bit of a spirited match there. Umpire will ball it up 70 metres from the Collingwood goals. Scotty Burns, you can see there, has been very effective in this quarter. Advantage paid to the Bulldogs out of that ruck clearance contest. Eagleton took a bounce, ran the full distance again. Kick to Grant was sloppy. Ball hits it X, a racing two. Prestigiacomo or Grant. They're neck and neck at the moment. Grant works his body in well, in front, did well to hold the ball and eventually just forced the lock up. So did Prestigiacomo.
Good defensive play, wasn't Simon Prestigiacomo? Didn't give a free kick away. Was able to maintain some pressure. Just around those stop plays here, clearances. The Dogs 10, Collingwood 3, and they're leading. Collingwood are leading the head out 7-4. So it's the ground level at the moment that the Bulldogs are on top.
Prestigiacomo and Grant, then Tarrant up, third man up. West waits. Burns grabbed him. Didn't really have possession. The ball was about an inch away from his face, but he wasn't actually controlling it, and now he's telling the umpire exactly that. He did tap it initially. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. In the shadows of quarter time. Grant doing some ruck work, ball slapped out of play in front of Nathan Brown, who has had a good start to game 100.
And Trent Bartlett has now gone forward for the Western Bulldogs, being picked up by Jason Cloak. Bandy, of course, off the ground at the moment with that injury to his solar plexus.
Umpire's just, or the umpire in particular, telling West to cool as Burns comes off under the blood rule.
And the Collingwood doctor, of course, taking the player off the ground to address the blood situation this week.
Beautifully done, unlike last week. McKee. Johnson, Buckley, nearing quarter time. Holland, strong against Murphy. Boundary throw in. Doc Larkins. We might go there in just a moment if we can and catch up on Burns. As we see him getting some treatment there. Rocker, West. Rocker couldn't win it. McGough in the middle, an opportunity. Presents. Fed it to McKee, corridor. Handball. Holland takes them on. Look long. Anything on offer? Lockie has got free. Albie got a fist there. Good play, Didak. Kept the ball in play. Had a fresh air shot. Malloy was hard at it. Oh, he wants to get back into it, Malloy. Let's go Doc Larkin's boundary side.
Yeah, Scotty Burns gone to the rooms with the Collingwood doctor, BT. You can be sure Collingwood will follow the blood rule to the letter these days after their fine with from Rocker.
So he's up the race. Nearly quarter time. Dying seconds. Harrison in defence to Cross. About to get caught. Got the kick away in time. Gilby. Half back flank. Clement comes at him. Ball bounces unkindly firstly. And then he gathers. Middle of the ground. Saunders. Got off Wakeland, had a few yards, goes long. McKee fills the hole, takes the mark. Well played. Feeds off, Freeborn, wide. Lockyer, half-back flank, takes the mark.
Transfer complete. Lockyer, 6 touches in this first quarter. Grey conditions here in Melbourne today, and getting a little darker as we speak. Lockyer decides to take it back to the city side of Colonial. Cloak. Waits, stops, props, kicks out well. Find his target out there nicely in Pressy Giacomo. See time ticking away there. Collingwood an opportunity in possession. Kick out wide. Wakeland shrugs off the Saunders tackle. Looks to kick on his non-preferred side. Found Loney. Loney will take Johnson on, does, and beats him from 50. Bangs it home! Ryan Loney.
That is the goal of a confident young man who is now just feeling very much at home in AFL football. Got the ball in the middle of the ground. Brad Johnson was the player chasing him down, but had the confidence to take him on. Just arched the back, shrugged the tackle, and then had a ping from outside 50. In fact, only just stabbed at it and it sailed through post high. So he's a beautiful kick of the football. Started the game on the interchange bench, but does provide plenty of run. I reckon he's going to be a really good wingman in AFL footy.
Magpies by 4 points thanks to Loney's goal. McKee to do the ruck work against Darcy. Wobbly bounce, both go at it. Darcy takes it out of the air. Ball to Eagleton. Looping handball. Collingwood with the numbers tackling. Betheris. Clement. Collingwood go forward again. Clement's left foot kick. Didn't really go where he intended it to go. He wanted it a bit closer to Rocker. Cross, Rocker. Boundary line. Ball slapped out. Gian Syracusa. Dribbles the ball toward Grant. Presses Giacomo. Boundary line still might beat them. Grant keeps the ball in. Now it beats them. It's out of play.
Now, it might be time for Chris Grant at some stage now with Bandy off the ground to move out to half forward and just try and turn Preston Giacomo inside out. He's done very well in this first quarter, has number 35 for the Maggies, but up across half forward might be an opportunity for Grant to lose him in traffic.
Boundary throw in. Pies by 4. Loney, the last goal kicker, through the feet of McKee. West applies pressure. Cleverly got it to Gilby. He was tackled off ground. Dimitrina, intelligent. Grant, Presty Giacomo keeps his feet. Got it to Lockyer. Great play. The backs of Collingwood. Clement. Kick and finds Freeborn. Freeborn on half back. Collingwood have kicked the last 2 goals of the game. Freeborn will look to get it. Corridor if he can. Kick is risky. Lucuria good though. The best and fairest winner of 2001. Possession 77-65 in favour of the Magpies. As Cloak's got it on half back.
Siren might beat them. Wakeland takes the mark. But Collingwood will be happy with the way the scoreboard reads, given that they were chasing tail for the majority of that opening term. Chris Grant on screen. And the Bulldogs, who led early, have now seen a 4-point margin go Collingwood's way. Wakeland on screen, Bartlett, all contributors in what was a magnificent opening term to watch. Hope you can stay with us. Collingwood 3-1-19, the Bulldogs 2-3-15.
Fox Footy Thursday. Glamour and glitz for the domestic pits. Find out on Living With. A must-see guide to the weekend ahead. Fox League teams is every footy tipster's dream.
That's like we punching you up, Mike. Join the queue, mate.
Then at 9:30, we present some of the classic clashes of the 1990s from the Fox Footy AFL archives.
No!
Indulge yourself with an evening of 100% pure footy this Thursday on Fox Footy Channel.
Introducing the special edition Pulsar Plus. Australia's best-selling small sedan is now even better value. Because with a Pulsar Plus you get air conditioning, plus airbag, plus keyless entry, plus CD player, plus alloy wheels, plus a rear spoiler. We challenge you to find better value. The special edition Pulsar Plus. It's just full of pluses.
In May, Fox 8 gets dark.
I need to get my ass kicked once in a while, just to keep me real.
Dirty.
How much did that kiss cost you? Another $50?
Romantic.
I know this girl from high school. This is Susan. This is
Felicity.
Fox 8 is dramatic.
I've had more passion in the last hour than I have collectively in my whole life.
Twisted.
When did you start?
Oh, about 5 years ago. Right after you.
Retro.
I believe that everyone's political opinion is valid and worth hearing.
Use that line when you run for Miss America.
Fox 8 is revealing.
Oh, my God.
The guy was a virgin.
Tough.
I swear to God, I will rip your shoulder out. Do you understand me?
I understand you, Rob.
I don't hear you.
Buff. Daily.
There's something bad out there. We'll find. You'll slay. We'll party.
You need it. We've got it. May on Fox 8. Western Bulldogs fans, don't start your weekend in the doghouse. Spend it in the kennel.
He's now a big fan of mine.
I'll have to get back on that one, Luke.
I'm Brad Johnson, and he's not.
The Kennel, Friday 5:45 on Fox Footy Channel.
Welcome back to Colonial Stadium. It is Collingwood 3-1-19 leading the Bulldogs 2-3-15 on this Mother's Day round 7 clash, and the skies are a little bit ominous, boys. A couple of spots of errant rain have dropped through the hole here at Colonial Stadium, and it's going to be closed, you tell us, Barge.
Well, we may see for the first time ever the roof at Colonial closed during a game. Not during play, but during the game, half-time being the obvious target, which is only 30 minutes on from where we are at the moment. The Magpies by 4 points starting the second quarter. Gilby, coat hanging. Handballs off to West. Gives it to Johnson within range. 45 metres out. Nailed it. Inside 17 seconds. The Bulldogs are away.
Well, go and pat Lindsay Gilby on the back if you want to pat someone on the back. It's young players in the heat of battle that keep their head. He almost got it ripped off in actual fact by Paul Lacuria, but watch his reaction here. Didn't sit there and feel sorry for himself. Straight up, fed the hands off. West would have had to have gone onto his left foot, realised that Johnson was running onto his right, so that smart footy again gave it straight away to Brad Johnson, and that's a great conversion from the number 6 for the Western Bulldogs. Terrific start for them.
Dogs back in front by 2 points, opening seconds, second term. McKee against Darcy in the ruck. The all-important takeaway. No one will get it. We'll have another bounce as McGough is tied up by Dimatina. Those big fish eyes of McGough had eyes on the ball. Let's go down to the boundary line. Michael Roberts.
Standing in the middle of the ground at quarter time. That breeze has dropped right off. It was going to the Lockett end. But it's pretty muggy out there. The boys are sucking in the oxygen, that's for sure.
Lockyer got it forward. Getting back in the spot, Murphy. He's the floater. Cross half back. Harrison running onto his non-preferred side. Goes short, finds his target in Rowan Smith. Smith defensive 50. Just noticed Scott Burns running the boundary line there before. 6 possession for Rowan Smith. Switches play, finds Credial. A reliable, tough defender, Stephen Credial. Kicks out wide, looking for Gian Siracusa. Kingsley Hunter back in the side today to take on Tarrant. Did well to gain 30 for his side along the boundary line. Wakeland, left foot tickle find Buckley centre wing.
Held his ground then, knew the traffic was coming. Pops it over the top to Ben Johnson. Marks it on 60. Chips inside 50. On the lead, Maloya playing it full forward. Couldn't mark it O'Brien. Betheris, Lacuria and McGough. Chance here. Back to Betheris. Looping Paul Lacuria. Now Holland. Finally, they get one towards full forward. Rocker!
Anthony Rocker was standing in the goal square behind Matthew Croft for all of that play while it got fed around and backwards and forwards. He was screaming for it long. Eventually someone had the presence and sense to kick it long, because this bloke one out at the moment is so dangerous, and they got it in long and high enough, and Matthew Croft was a sitting duck. So the message for the Magpies is clear. Don't muck around the footy outside 50. Get it in there quickly and long. Give this bloke a chance at it. He's in good form.
Well, it's Mother's Day. He still lives with his mum, and this should put a smile on her face. 2 goals to Rocker.
Talk about confidence being one of those intangible things. He wants the footy, Anthony Rocker. He wants it into his area because he knows he's a very good chance to take a mark. There was a passage of play earlier in the first quarter as well when he followed up. His first and second effort was wonderful. So he's had some osteitis problems over the pre-season, but it looks like he's fit and sound and feeling pretty good about himself. And there you go. Matthew Croft just making him earn that mark.
2 goals to Anthony Rocker. Croft, his direct opponent. Some help there with Hunter.
Got 2 loose at the moment. The Western Bulldogs in their back half, so Kerry Wallace just trying to put a stop on things.
In the middle, Fraser won it down. Gilby, lightning hands, good play. Dimatina pumps it inside 50, moving the ball quickly. Close, just manoeuvred nicely.
Which means there's 2 loose down the other end as well, and you've got to attack according to what you've got inside your forward 50. If you've got numbers against you, you can't bang it long like that.
McKee runs for Cloak, has some space, nice pass. Now Clement down the wing, City side. Fraser has a couple of metres on Darcy. Good build-up this for Collingwood. Too far out to score. Bulldogs in front. The leads come. Malloy on the move. Marks it. To get the sand bucket out for that divot a little later on. Took a good mark.
Moves really well to the footy. Now, whether he has a shot or not, I suppose, is subjective, but top of the square with Anthony Rocker would be a pretty fair bet as well.
The kick will come from outside 50. A spearing pass instead to O'Brien. Trying to play on. Not 15. O'Brien towards goal. Near side miss. Behind.
That beard is going to consume his face if he lets it go much longer. Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Scotty Burns back on the boundary with a couple of stitches over the right eye, Brian, and is having some massage work, and obviously Daniel Bandy back out there will help the Bulldogs.
Harrison. Johnson. Dispossessed McGough. Fraser. Elvey. Free kick. It'll come back. It'll go Collingwood's way. Josh Fraser has got it at true centre half forward. Too far out to score. The high tackle, the umpire adjudicating. Gives it off to Buckley. They're dangerous here, Collingwood. They've got some good outside 50 kickers. Ball was stripped by Gilby.
Too cute. Trying to be too cute then. Nathan Buckley.
Over the top to Johnson. Johnson wide, Gian Siracusa. It sits nicely. Bartlett getting rough. He can run to goal. Closing Warney. Kick on its way. Missed. Offline, minor score. Exciting play through the middle, Bulldogs.
Nathan Buckley still going off crook, but look, when in doubt, don't try and look for that perfect play when you've got tall options. Get it in there quickly. Down the other end, Jason Cloak made it just a great tactical error. Left his man when perhaps there was enough one-on-one pressure and that ball was able to get over the top to his opponent.
Clement entrusted with the kick in. Heads long and high. Cloak the leaper over Bartlett. Ball back of pack. Good option. Cloak can either shepherd or pick up. He leaves it for Ben Johnson. Spearing ball by him to half forward to Rocker. He was in the middle of the pack, but his ample chest was headed towards Paul. Everybody else was looking around, and Rocker will have a chance for goal number 3. He will kick from just outside 50, but this is well within his repertoire.
But that's why you get it in quick, Dwayne, because he's not on fire, but he's in good form, and he's got Matthew Croft on the back foot. And Johnson, that is Ben Johnson's improved his disposal over the year.
You can see the angle on your screen. Rocker doesn't get the big Rocker launcher on this one. Goes to the square. It's a mark. Fraser.
The mark of the highest quality. That kick was a mongrel. That's the best way to describe it. And they're hard to mark at the best of times, that when you've got a pack descending on you, to take it as cleanly as Josh Fraser did on that occasion, that is a very, very good effort. They've got some dangerous tall marking options, the Pies.
Well, you mentioned that, Gary. Collingwood 34 marks to the Dogs 18. Reverse angle, Fraser's kick. Shouldn't make any mistake. Straight through the middle. Over the goal umpire's hat.
Starting to come into a little bit of form as well. The captain, Nathan Buckley, on the interchange bench, just having a bit of a spell with Nick Davis and Chris Tarrant. Not a bad interchange bench, but Josh Fraser starting to come into a little bit of form, and that is a good run and jump at it, with Luke Darcy and Saunders down there as well. Good signs for the Pies. That fella coming into some very good form.
Josh Fraser, excellent. Croft has been removed from the ground, the direct opponent of Anthony Rocker. Bartlett now has the job on Rocker. Croft on the phone to the coach. In the middle, Darcy. Got it down. Burns first to arrive.
So important, Brian, wasn't it, from a Collingwood point of view, that one of their tools got on top, because as soon as they did, you knew that there was going to be a massive reshuffle, and not only amongst the backmen, but robbing Peter to pay Paul, if you like, having to take some tall forwards and pushing him back.
What about this for a Collingwood bench, which we've got at the moment? Buckley, Tarrant, Nick Davis, Didak, Johnson gathers for the Magpies. They look confident. Rocker presents. Bartlett infringes.
He couldn't from here, could he?
Well, this would be in the range of the spiral for him, and we remember at the MCG earlier this year.
That's the buzz going around this Colonial Stadium at the moment.
And he would be able to kick this. Let's hope that nothing else presents.
Well, it's a dangerous tool, the spiral. Even if it doesn't come off, it gives a forward an opportunity to get onto it earlier.
Well, he's holding the ball like it will be a spiral. There it goes. Didn't get onto it. Still goes to the square. Fraser! Good mark. Liberatore on the ground, playing deep. Gets it to Darcy. They've got the release player in Harrison. He let it go through the fingers. McKee had trouble. Gave Harrison a second chance. Elvey. Good hand, Smith. Smith an opportunity to run. Takes McGough on. A bounce. A couple. Penetrating run by Rowan Smith through the middle. Nathan Brown's got the set. Worked his way to the front. Jim Syracuse. Left foot snap. Just the -4.
What a great run and carry by Rowan Smith, and that's what he's going to have to do, because Collingwood have got extra numbers down there. He looked up, realised he had to run. That was almost the mark of the day, if not the year, from Josh Fraser, but it was wonderful from Rowan Smith. That's what they've got to do, get some run.
Lockyer straight down the middle with the kick in to Burns. Feeds the handball, Clement. Long kick, O'Brien on the lead with Rocker. Liberatore, he's beaten them all. His little legs, he's like a small dog on lino. The legs go 100 mile an hour and he doesn't make much ground at all. Kicks wide. Eagleton, spearing ball, and Blackburn takes the mark at half-back for Collingwood. Liberatore started on the bench, and amazing to see him outmark anyone.
Wakeland warned about the don't argue. Kicks out wide, Cloak in the back pocket, an intelligent player. Long ball will find Clement, who marks. Got loose, players on, ignores that, bounce, run and carry himself, then goes wide to Malloy. Credial, able to punch it away. The support in the way of numbers, though, came from Betheris. 2-1 contest. Betheris centering ball to the hot zone. Rocker's got the set. They all through the Bulldogs. West was down. Off the Liberatore. Enormous pressure the Bulldogs defence at the moment. They do well, or do they? Hunter's kick, long ground. Gilby, not clean hands. Malloy, locked up. Johnson. McGough, handball to the boundary line. This Fraser. Oh, enormous pressure on both sides.
There is, Brian, and I'm not sure the Bulldogs' tactics of playing numbers back is working for them at all at the moment. They just aren't dangerous when they go forward. You've got to score to put some pressure on.
Fraser from the right contest. Free kick for a Shepherd. It'll go the Dogs' way. Darcy. Some spice in this game. Been great to watch. Murphy, spearing ball. Garlic. Grant.
I can tell you, boys, the roof is being closed as we speak, as they play.
Inboard, Alvey, half forward, Brown on the lead. Looping handball lock here. Collingwood will come out of defence. 3 more. Just backward of halfback. It's wide. But there is the target. Ball doesn't bounce kindly for him. Smith comes at him. Possession number 9. To half forward to Rocket. Beaten by Bartlett this time. And the Bulldogs are on the rebound. Bartlett to the other side. West. Loney. West. No free kick. Chance Syracuse. This is a great game. Bulldogs 23. Collingwood 32. 13 minutes in second term.
Great pressure from both sides. It's been a genuine contest. They just need a goal now. They haven't been blown away, the Western Bulldogs. They get a goal now, they settle as the roof begins to close.
Nathan Brown. Handballs off Johnson. Light rain falling. Colonial comes in. Orange lights are flashing, indicating the roof is closing as Grant marks inside 50. So for the first time in the history of this stadium, the roof will close as the game is in progress.
Well, this will cause a lot of controversy, surely, to change the complex of the game during the course of it.
Well, it hasn't changed it because it'll keep it dry, as it's been in the first quarter.
Exactly. There it is. It's on its way. Takes approximately 8 minutes.
What if the breeze is favouring one end and you close the roof during the course of the game and you don't allow a team to have it twice?
Much more appropriate this talk for a talk show, I think.
Yes, and Michael Roberts says there's no breeze inside the stadium. Reverse angle, Chris Grant, big kick.
Yet to kick a goal. Roof is closing. Grant comes in. Southern end. Pulled it.
He made a kick for the breeze that wasn't coming because of the bit of the roof that's shut. Didn't allow it. That's a poor attempt from the skipper.
Grant's missing 2 set shots in the game, so history being made here at Colonial Stadium with light rain falling, the game in progress and the roof closing.
Lockyer found Clement with the kick in, wide, Cloak, plenty of space, half-back flag. Nick Davis also space, can't play on. Darcy forces him to go back.
Jason Cloak is the free player for the Collingwood team, and he's had a picnic. He's just picking up kicks at will. It's about time to go one-on-one, I reckon, give the Bulldogs a chance.
A try and switch play, Collingwood. Davis back, Freeborn. Almost a fullback. Back to Cloak. Cloak has some space. We can have a gallop. The son of a gun. Still half-back. Chips to Nick Davis. They're enjoying themselves, the boys, unless he gets caught, and he is. Handball and Lucuria. He's caught. Ball almost turned over. Cloak picks it up. Through traffic from half forward. O'Brien, Liberatore were there. Now Lockyer. Still there, Liberatore. Albie almost threw that to Nathan Brown. Handball backwards. Trying to thread his way through traffic towards Murphy. His burst. Off hands. Big tackle late. McGough gets the free away to go.
Good game of football we've got here. Both teams intent on winning the ball. Credial receives, got 2 supporters running with him. Elby on one side, Brown on the other. They both share it. Back to Elby. He's got Jan Syracuse over the top. Deep in the forward line. There's the angle that confronts. Centering ball. West. Burns will come in and double thump it away. Good defensive pressure from the Magpies. Scotty Burns to be applauded.
Right call by Jan Syracuse to go to West, but Burns was a player that he didn't factor in. He came in and was the 3rd man up. Collingwood clearly outmarking the opposition at the moment.
Michael Malthouse adjusting the magnets. Free kick.
Nice.
And it'll be a free kick to the Dogs, Darcy.
When you're struggling for a goal, as the Dogs have a bit this game, get a free kick 20 metres out from goal after a rucking contest is a nice bonus, and I'm not sure it was there either.
Darcy, the lineup. Draw the margin back to just 2 points if he kicks truly. You can see the roof shutting. We're showing it to you in slow motion there.
8 minutes to close for those people that don't know.
Luke Darcy just waits for it to close a little bit more so the breeze doesn't affect this kick as much. Speak of son of guns, he's had 133 games with the Dogs. He kicks this one towards goal, and he has scraped it in. And we're back to a 2-point ball game.
Yes, and there's the president, David Smorgan, who had been happy with that from Luke Darcy, who, again, has had a pretty fair afternoon. 8 touches, a couple of marks. And he's a very influential player, is Luke Darcy. Throughout the course of this season, is the best in the competition for hard ball gets, which is a fair cap to wear.
Luke Darcy with his first goal, the 2001 Western Bulldogs best and fairest. Bulldogs close to within 2, nearing mid-quarter. Jen Siracusa. Buckley, I was going to say nearing the end, Gary, but
plenty of footy still to be played. They're winning a lot of footy out of the middle now, the Dogs.
Absolutely. Kick by Rowan Smith. Hunter's got to sit at the back. Cloak drifting across the face. Did it superbly as he fed it on to Lockyer. Collingwood out of trouble. Nick Davis.
Seaside wing. Edges close to half-time. Long. O'Brien has 3 Dogs to beat here. Bartlett, one of the 3, takes them up.
Poor choice to go along with 3-on-1.
Dogs flooding players back towards half-back.
Well, they've got to be aware of that, Dwayne, don't they? They don't blast away if that's the situation. They need to hold it up.
Burst. About to get caught off. Shrugs Loney. Well played. Long. Forward pocket. Contest. Hunter. Beaten for it by Cloak. Out of play. Forward pocket. Just a 2-point ball game. Magpies lead. Let's go down to the boundary to Doc Peter-Larkins.
Yeah, Jared Malloy has left the field and he's just having his left ankle checked here on the bench. May have actually stood on the foot. They're actually feeling the top of his foot, so he was limping. Thought it might have been a recurrence of the hamstring, which wouldn't have been good news, but a little bit sore left foot problems.
Scott West to the boundary line for the Bulldogs as well as Darcy tries to sweep it out the back door. Burns was there. She and Sarah Cusa with a solid hip and shoulder on McKee. Umpire adjudicated too high.
Scott West has been chased around the field by Scotty Burns all afternoon, and West just to 6 touches, which for him is a pretty low output. Burns has had 7.
McKee will transfer the play through Jason Cloak in the goal square.
He's the top possession winner on the ground, this bloke, because he has not got an opponent.
Cloak touches the ball, looking to penetrate with a bit of run forward now. Buckley waves him on, says keep coming, keep running. No one goes at him. The Bulldogs players all get forward of the ball for when he releases it like so. Big fly over the top. Tarrant ended up taking the mark though. Chris Tarrant, genuine half forward, long ball. Rocker's got the sick. Fraser in front, juggling attempt. Umpire said it hit the deck. Play on. Collingwood fans not happy. Desperate ball in front of the Collingwood goal.
Well, we'd need to see it again, but I think the umpire might have got it right. He didn't really control it. Hit the ground. I think the ball hit the ground. Hasn't got control just there. No, I don't think you can play that.
And Bandy got a hand in there as well.
Yeah. He's looking dangerous though. They're both dangerous, Fraser and Rocker.
Inside the attacking 50 for the Pies. Rocker to O'Brien to Tarrant. Kick half smothered. Trapped at half-back, spearing ball by Alvey, wide. Runk's been taken. Jen Siracusa, Garlick, Dimatina, ball bounced nicely for him. Spiral torpedo, half off the side of the boot. Danger spot, Wakeland the spoil from Darcy. Ball comes down to Batheris. Cloak, Collingwood can reload. Chip kick to Licuria. Burns on the end of the handball. Now Nick Davis, 3 Dogs to beat. He's beaten them all. This is a promising move. The goose step, long. Rocker, Tarrant. Back to the back, Credial, free kick.
Chris Tarrant, I reckon.
You're right.
Had the stick. Chris Tarrant always looked like he was going to put in a bid for Mark of the Year like we've seen him do on previous occasions and was denied that opportunity. We'll see it on the replay here. Just coming into screen now. And Credial just got enough of him. And there's a well-played free kick. Roof is closed.
Tarrant. Drop punt. He's across the face and he gets a little bit of verbal treatment as well for a miss that shouldn't have been. Collingwood by 3 points.
You'd be filthy with that, wouldn't you?
Well, Gary, your theory that the Bulldogs' 2 loose guys in defence is not working because Collingwood are a lot more dangerous in their forward line than the Bulldogs are at the other end.
Well, Davis won a 3-on-1 and that made them dangerous, but at the other end they're just struggling. Cloak is cruising across. At least he's got an opponent now, but Collingwood were better equipped to deal with a lopsided forward line than the Western Bulldogs do.
That's because one of the reasons the man on screen there, Rocker, short of Clement, is also a very nice kick of the ball. Goes back to Rocker.
Fraser on Brad Johnson in the goal square. Get it in there quick.
Lockyer, Rocker, goal to blow there by Darcy. All he can do is advance the ball by a foot. O'Brien, desperate. Crowd are loving this game. It's full of intensity.
Well, look, Josh Fraser sitting in the goal square with Brad Johnson, his opponent. Why would you not belt it into the goal square and give him a chance?
The only reason could be that perhaps they didn't look downfield and see that obvious mismatch. Boundary throw in. 20 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Fraser working hard. Umpire blows his whistle. Free kick, Bulldogs. Michael Roberts, boundary side.
As we know, fellas, they use the yellow ball on Friday nights when the roof is shut and the lights are on. The umpires have been instructed to keep the red ball all day.
So Liberatore wide and dangerous to Murphy, who takes the mark back pocket. 3.5 minutes remaining to half-time. Collingwood just hanging on to this slender lead. Murphy bounces, spears, Hutter. Backward of the wing, dog side wing, chip kick over the top. That's been taken and dished off by Bandy. Smith, now Chris Grant at half forward, just inside the line. Probably beyond his range. 7th possession for Chris Grant.
But Darcy long against Clement, not a bad option if he wants to go long.
Takes plenty of time. He's outside the boundary and outside 50.
Same situation as the first quarter. Surely there has to be a limit on how long he can hold his footy in this situation.
Collingwood players flooding back, spearing ball that travels more than the required 15 to Garlick. He chips inside 50, almost a mark, not paid to Dimittina. Play on, and there's a wrestle on.
Well, there it is, that rule, the 15-metre rule being used to the greatest effect, because they took that long and they tried to be cute and chip it round. Paid the price. Might have been a bit unlucky not to get one high early, but loath to go long these days.
The resultant turnover ends in a ball up inside the Bulldogs attacking 50. Cloak, aggressive thump of the ball. Gilby bowled over Johnson, kept it in play. No. Dimittina slung it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in 60 metres around from Collingwood's goal.
Rowan Smith gone to full forward for the Western Bulldogs against... he's gone to full back opposed to Rupert Betheris.
Luke Darcy, Josh Fraser. Luke Darcy playing his 140th game. Free kick will go Collingwood's way. Nearly 50. And it'll go back to Josh Fraser, who's kicked one goal in the game so far. He goes short up the boundary line. Not the prettiest of kicks. It ends up in the hands of Loney though. Feeds it off to Buckley. Dimittina dealt with Loney off the ball. Number being taken. The report has been made. Paul Dimittina, Ryan Loney.
Well, that'll be, I thought it was free kick was certainly warranted. Yes. We'll have a look at that. And Dimmer.
And a 50-metre penalty will go with it.
He's been pretty good.
No, it won't.
Paul Dimittina on Nathan Buckley.
Umpire sorting it out. So you saw the replay there. He has been reported, so he will front the tribunal unless the umpire withdraws the charge between now and then.
Nathan Buckley and Paul Dimittina have been head-to-head all afternoon. Dimittina is the one who's taken the honours at the moment. He's had 9 possessions. Buckley just the 7.
It's a long 50-metre penalty. As you see Darcy and Fraser having a bit of a howdy-do. Buckley's trying to tell the umpire that the measuring of the 50 was not what it should have been. Kick on its way. Presenting, Cloak has moved down to the forward line. Centering kick, miss Fraser. Now Gilby's got to go. He does. Weaves through heavy traffic. Good play, burst. 2 of the youngsters combining. And one of the youngsters that's growing out, Brown. Couple of bounces. Wrong-footed on his right. Will kick forward. Looking for an opportunity here. Beautifully capped by Robert Murphy. Wheels around and it.
Great miss.
Wonderful skill, wasn't it?
Contender for a goal of the year that would have been had it come off. Trapped it beautifully. He's got some ability. In fact, Gilby and Burst and Murphy, they're okay, the Western Bulldogs. They need just some help at the top end.
Well, as good as this first half has been, it's just an entree perhaps to the main course, which will be the second half. Grant, close to the wing, takes it out. We're not far from half-time. Collingwood leading by 2 points. You can see the top 5 possession winners this quarter.
An unlikely second top possession winner. He's having a terrific debut second season.
Burns thought he had it. Stolen by Dimitino. Another possession for him. They're about to go inside 50. The Dogs. Long kick towards goal. It's a great goal. An unbelievable goal. Kicked by Burst.
Right at the right time too for the Western Bulldogs, who most likely now will go in at half-time with a lead, and they'd be feeling pretty good about that. It's been hard to score, but I guess with the tactics have also made it difficult to score for a Collingwood side who looks so very dangerous early in the piece. So from the coaching point of view, then you have to give credit to Terry Wallace. I thought it might have been working against them, but they're going to go in with a lead at half-time.
Shane Burse kicking a goal with just 37 seconds remaining on the clock till half-time. Roof is shut. Started the day with it open. Exciting game of football being played as well. Garlick out of the middle. Kicked it forward. Darcy. Spills. Grant. Peeling for the free kick. Hovered over it a little. In the attacking zone for the Bulldogs.
Last roll of the dice here. Bit of space behind on the goal side for the Western Bulldogs. This is where you've got to try something. Second man up maybe. Whack it into space.
So the umpire needs to bounce quicker.
5 seconds. The umpire wasting a lot of time there and robbing an opportunity to score. Siren will sound. And at half-time, surprisingly, some would say the Bulldogs kicking the last 2 goals of that quarter to just nudge their way in front by 4 points as Liberatore wants to go on with things. Umpires separate them verbally. And just a quiet chat in the ear of Tony Liberatore about what's happening there.
It's a big win, I reckon, to win this first half, the Western Bulldogs, because I think Collingwood had much more of the footy, or it appeared that they had a lot more of the play throughout the course of that first half. And for them to hang in there, have belief in their system, belief in the way it went about it. 158 touches, the Pies, to 142, the Western Bulldogs. But they've worked hard enough, and they now go in at half-time with a 4-point lead. They'll regroup. Some of their players, they're really good players. They've got more in them in West and Johnson. We know there's no rain coming, so the playing conditions will remain the same. So pretty good first half for the Doggies, I would have thought, to keep a dangerous Collingwood to 5 goals. So at half-time, the Western Bulldogs 5-7-37, leading the Magpies 5-3-33.
I said to our guys we weren't going to talk about it again. It's just for you and Foxtel, Mark. We'll talk about it again.
Bring it in. Hey, Gordy. Talk to me. Okay. This is killing us, man. What are we going to do? Okay. We've got to stay focused. Together. Yep. As a team. Come on, as a team. Come on.
The internet. It's great for sending emails and finding information. Now there's something exciting from Telstra that lets you do that and more much faster. It's called broadband. It's a different type of internet connection that's up to 30 times faster than normal. It lets you do all your day-to-day stuff a lot quicker. Pictures and movies that took ages to download can now just take seconds. Impressive. Plus, you can be on the phone while your computer is still connected to the internet. Telstra Big Pond Broadband starts from $54.95 a month. Once you're connected, great value at under $2 a day. Call Telstra now.
National Geographic Channel, breaking new ground every single night of the week. Exclusive programs, unprecedented insights. Monday, every sports fan's dream. The secret weapon of the world's best, the science of sports. Tuesday, when the dead talk, we listen. Seriously spooky, the Mummy Roadshow and Tales of the Living Dead. Wednesday, the cream of the crop. Famous Australians introduce their favourite documentaries in National Geographic Presents. Thursday, the entire story for the very first time, from the very beginning, the journey of life. Friday, Alan Alda investigates the world's most ingenious innovations in Science Explorer. Saturday, a special 2-hour presentation putting the most fascinating aspects of our world in focus. Sunday, mankind's greatest adventure in Space Sunday, National Geographic Channel. Specials every single night.
Introducing the limited edition Patrol Plus. You get the powerful 3-litre turbo diesel or the new 185 kilowatt petrol engine. Plus you get air conditioning, plus alloy wheels, plus driving lights, plus a bull bar. Plus the SD Petrol was 4x4 Magazine's 4x4 of the year. We challenge you to find better value. The limited edition Patrol Plus. It's just full of pluses.
Welcome back to Colonial Stadium. Roof shut, half-time. The Western Bulldogs doing it nicely by 4 points against the flow. Your commentators for the second half, Wayne Russell and Brian Taylor.
Thank you, Gary. An exciting half of football ahead. It has been one full of intensity so far. Close contest we've got. Dimatina tries to extract the ball out of the middle. Freeborn, kick, smothered. West went in, little toe poker, got it out wide. Brown set the running Elvie free. Left foot kick back in. Grant in the contest, knocked down Smith. Front and centre, Grant's in trouble behind the play. Right foot snap by Smith, bounce, good bounce. Grant still down.
That's a great result. The Western Bulldogs kicked a goal in the second quarter within 17 seconds of play as Chris Grant is in the hands of the trainers. Looks like it might be a hip. We'll keep an eye on that, as will the Dr. Peter Larkins, of course. And again, within inside 30 seconds of the resumption of play, the Bulldogs have been able to whack another one on the board. So Rowan Smith, who started and spent most of the first half in defence, has gone forward now, playing across half forward. And Chris Grant still hobbling away.
Bulldogs have kicked the last 3 goals of the game. They're after their biggest lead of the game so far, 10 points. Early stages, second half, Fraser to Buckley, hasn't seen a lot of it, pumps it to half forward, Rocker flies. Garlic, back of pack, spearing ball wide towards the wing, Alvey, Lockyer, boundary line, ball kept alive to West. Shrugs Freeborn. Grant is up, going to contest this one. Ball to the back of the pack. Mercuria might stick the sanctuary of the boundary line. Kicks the ball in. Wakeland. Now Ben Johnson. Back pocket. Freeborn and West on the wing. Both got a fingernail on it. Ball close to the line and it's out of play. 10-point ball game.
Malloy off the ground. He looked proppy when he ran out after half-time, gone straight up the race.
Indeed he did. Grant's proppy out there as well. We see Grant going over there, not moving that well. Burns fed Johnson, effective player in the first half was Ben Johnson. Patheris kicked the first goal of the game. Harrison got a high one.
A couple of the prime movers for both these sides. Nathan Buckley down on his average or normal output. He's averaged 25 possessions for the season. He's well down on that. And Scott West also been pretty quiet for the Dogs.
The former Docker, Daniel Bandy there. Tarkin Lockyer got it inside 50. Rocker got rid of his man. Hunter came through. Supported Bartlett, who was on the ground. And the result will be a boundary throw in. Kingsley Hunter there. And Rocker. 10-point lead to the Bulldogs with the Rowan Smith goal inside a minute in the third quarter. Kept alive, danger here for the Bulldogs. Tarrant one-on-one with Hunter. Takes him on, tries to fend him off. Hunter wraps him up in the tackle. Out of bounds.
A little bit quiet, Chris Tarrant too. Just to 7 possessions in the first half.
Ball back into play, Collingwood forward pocket. A short throw in. Hunter, the hunted then. Pack, a round of about 5 or 6 over the ball. We'll get another ball up. Let's go down to the boundary line to Michael Roberts.
Yes, the official wording on Paul Di Martina was for striking Ryan Loney. And I tell you what, Buckley could be lucky because Di Martina's got that right leg strapped and he's going to be struggling with him to run the whole game out.
Forward pocket for the Pies. McGough, Garlick, Nathan Brown and Burns all there, but the boundary line beats all four. Garlick on screen. O'Brien still sitting on the bench for Collingwood. Fraser to do the ruck work. Ball knocked down. Rocker tries to shrug his way through traffic. Burns caught. The tackle brilliant. Dispossessed. Garlick spearing ball out of sight. Mark's been taken by Burst. Wider handball. Dogs on the march. Kick forward towards half forward. Been marked by Gian Siracusa. Too far out to score, you would think. The leads come. Grant's one-on-one, full forward. Ball heads in his direction. Now they float back. Grant! Mark at the time.
Well, that is some leadership and courage all wrapped up into one parcel. I've been watching the physio and doctor been out to Chris Grant since he hurt himself. And that's what he has to do. He's got Wakeland as his opponent now. He just lost Wakeland by making a couple of leads, backing back, getting around behind him. Was set up with a wrestle. And the other significant thing is this. It's his fifth mark. But the other significant thing is that the Bulldogs have finally recognised that Jason Cloke can't be left on his own. He had 12 kicks in the first quarter. They've sent Murphy out, a younger, smaller player, to play on him and take him away from contests such as that. So it then allows the likes of Grant and also Darcy to compete one out with their opponent.
There's the new hold of the ball. Brian Taylor taught to overcome the yips. He was kicking a goal like Bernard Langer was putting at one stage. He hasn't kicked a goal yet. He's kicked two behinds. Back that through. Every picture tells a story. There's not much more you can say about that. David Smorgon on screen.
And it's only a point in the context of the game, but gee whiz, with the history and the pressure that he's been under, you wonder what sort of effect that'll have on this team.
Clement goes out wide. Loney tries to get Gian Siracusa to come at him. Presents the ball nicely to McKee. Hugging the boundary line as the Magpies work it forward. Good mark taken by McGough. His fifth possession. McGough says, come, present. Tarrant does just that, and then he ignores. Kicker, of course, has to be confident that he can get it to the player on the lead, and sometimes that is not the case. McGough, Fraser, got the jump on Bandy, hit Buckley, Liberatore high. Receives the free kick, last line of defence, no time wasted by the Bulldogs. Brad Johnson, dangerous ploy, trying to turn Brody Holland inside out. Kick out wide, Bandy, gains possession. Will kick it up centre wing, Gian Siracusa presented nicely. Diving mark has been paid.
It was a slips catch. And that's the other thing they've done is they've kept James Clement busy by playing smaller type players on him, try and take him up the ground a bit, get him away from that half-back line where he's been so dominant.
Gian Siracusa, shortish pass, Garlick. Too far out to score. 70 from goal. Dogs lead by 11. It's their biggest lead of the game so far. Inboard towards Credial. Strength.
Poor play. Murphy was the player that's on him. He led short. They ignored that and then went long where Cloke was on his own again.
That was Cloke's seventh mark. Not all of them contested like that though. Lockyer to Wakeland, back to Lockyer to Holland. Takes the mark on the wing.
Holland's got it. Credial's back on his feet. Goes to McGough. Through traffic, McGough got plenty of time. Kingsley Hunter very quick off the mark. Got in front of Tarrant. Even though Tarrant got the break. Well done, Kingsley Hunter. Clearing kick. Liberatore, Holland. Holland, Liberatore. Libber. Listen to the crowd. Smith. Got the running and will be in support. Wants it deep. Darcy. One-on-one with the key. No mark. Grant. Can't control it. Eventually socketed through for a behind. Under the pump with the Magpie defenders.
Got the answers though at the minute. The Dogs, particularly in defence. Hunter's got Tarrant under control. Buckley's gone forward as well, and at the moment Bartlett's got Rocker as we go down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, been a lot of action down here, Gary, with the bench with Jared Malloy going straight up the rooms in the first minute and returning, probably attention to the right foot. And Pritchard Giacomo hasn't returned after half-time. They say it is mild concussion that he has. And we already mentioned that Dimatina carrying a bad corky.
Just 9 possessions to Buckley, who had played 8 minutes third term. Ball to the wing. Nick Davis, Dimatina. An initial fumble that allowed Holland and Ben Johnson to tie him up. And we'll get a bounce on the Dogs side wing.
Heavily strapped right quaddy there of Paul Dimatina, who's had his number taken, but right now has the scalper. Buckley hanging from his shorts. Whether he can hang on to it all day remains to be seen.
Fraser, Lucuria, out the back, Freeborn, quick hands, Buckley, kick smothered, Buckley goes, get it again, Nick Davis dangerous, Davis from 50, he's normally a sensational shot, no exception, Pies respond.
And he's pushed forward as well, Nick Davis, in an attempt to try and hit the scoreboard with a bit more consistency. Only 5 goals in the first half of football, but if they can get it into the hands of that fella right there, he is pretty deadly from anywhere up to 55 metres. And just ominously, Nathan Buckley's starting to get his hands on the footy a little bit.
One goal the difference, or 6 behinds to be more accurate. Bulldogs 6-9, Collingwood 6-3. Buckley on screen. Having a good start to this third term, which is now 10 minutes old. Bounce, McKee in the ruck down to Johnson of the Dogs. Nathan Brown, bursts, long ball, Grant, one-on-one, Wakeland. Ball unkindly bounces for Grant, but bounces for Cloak. Free ball. Lockyer fumble, tackle late, Murphy. Shows some strength for a thin man. And the ball will be bounced just outside attacking 50 for the Dogs. He's built like a cigarette paper, and he wrapped his way around Lockyer brilliantly then.
Bobby Murphy, there's Chris Grant, still struggling with that injury. Ball up, 60 metres out. McKee. Kick out of the pack, Loney. Bursts. Advances it back. And boundary throw in. So Collingwood kicked 1 goal in this quarter. Smith got the first of the quarter for the Bulldogs. It was a 4-point margin to the Bulldogs at half-time. And now they've got 1 straight kick. The advantage. Darcy doing the ruck work. Over the back. Wonderful. Johnson. Kick to the danger zone. Grant should get a free kick and does. Chris Grant directly in front. Gary Lyon.
Love to see it again. Might have been paid for effort because he has presented under some difficulties. Yeah, I think you wrapped him up there. You've got to pay that. It was a great tap from Luke Darcy over the back down the throat of Johnson. The free kicks at the moment stand 12. The Dogs 9 to Collingwood. But Darcy over the back to Johnson was just classic ruck play. And Chris Grant, well, he's been brave. He's feeling some pressure right now.
Grant will line up directly in front. Yet to kick a goal. In the game, 3 behind so far. Set shot in the first, a set shot in the second, and a set shot in the third have all been missed by Grant.
You'd be letting him know if you're a Collingwood player, wouldn't you?
You won't get an easier opportunity than this. Chris Grant directly in front to put the Bulldogs 12 points up, stabbed at it. I think he might have missed. That was not such a good execution of kick.
He's carrying an injury. How much of that impacts on the way he kicks, I'm not exactly sure, but he's missed both to the left.
Well, if he's carrying an injury, he can give the ball to another player to kick.
Not if he wants to stay out.
No, true, but it'd be almost worth coming off to allow someone to kick a goal. Cloak.
It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it?
Burns. Half volley. Burst comes at him. Tarrant on the lead. Good mark. Pass was equal to the occasion as well. City side wing. 46 plays, 39. Only the second mark for Chris Tarrant. Using his full quota of time. Drop punt is a high bomb. 2 Dogs fly and a big leap Johnson over the top of Fraser. Flipping handle backwards to Nathan Brown. Back flank takes them on. Back to Johnson. No one really to kick to at half forward. Cloak lurking. Ball off his shin. Out of play. Half forward flank for the Dogs. 13 and a half minutes travelled, third term. The clearances this quarter in Collingwood's favour. Harrison about to have a rest to sit on the pine, and the boundary umpire about to restart play.
Darcy got the position. McKee got the ball. Handball out. Fed to Buckley. Runs. Nearing the middle. Cut the bounces. Nathan Buckley looking to deliver forward effectively. Great kick. Going. Good effort. Bandy read it well. Handball out to Murphy. Put him under the pump. Murphy with a tough kick. Will go to Bartlett. Don't think he'll keep it in. Umpire said he did. I thought it was out. Liberatore. Short ball. Hunter. Half back. Got Albion wide. Ignored that. Looking to get it inside. He does nicely. Crediop will give it to Gilby. Started on the bench in the second half. After a good first half. Low ball. Cut off by Cloak.
Well, Murphy's been moved away from Cloak, so now Cloak once again is a floating spear man in defence, and once again cuts off a lead.
Clement wide. Tarrant third mark. Cloak's taken 6, by the way. Wobbly ball towards half forward. Chance here for McDoff. Caught. Dispossessed, and once again the Dogs come up with a Gilby wide. Brilliant kick for June Syracuse. Releases him for a run. Long kick. Darcy to the bit inside 50. Not Cloak again.
Well, I'll tell you, you have to make him accountable. They tried it with young Murphy, who just couldn't attract the footy, and Cloak zoned off and did what he likes. But right now, he is standing between the Western Bulldogs and their ability to kick a goal.
How is that not a kick to Luke Darcy? The replay illustrating very clearly. Ball out wide. Burns feeds it to Buckley. Exciting play, Magpies. Buckley with a spearing ball.
It's great to watch when you see a player on the burst who's able to control it. Little wink from Bucks to Big Anthony there. But look, full pace, that takes some control there, just to kick it into space and let the leading forward run onto it. And then it takes some skill to be able to hit it at full pace with a defender on your hammer and be able to take it with clean hands. So that has been a great passage. See whether Anthony Rocker can finish it, and it would be a pretty devastating blow to Chris Grant if Rocker can go back from this distance and slot one through the middle.
Bartlett standing on the mark has been injured as well. He's moving like a crab. As Rocker will come in, tempting goal number 3, 5th mark. 3rd of those contested, 3 of those contested, but this time he has missed offline. So a let off there for the Bulldogs. 16 minutes into this third quarter.
Saunders is on the ground now. He's gone straight to Jason Cloak. It almost looks like he's going to play on him rather than play as a forward option.
Murphy long in Darcy, Rocker and Fraser's direction. Fists go up. Buckley wakes down. Dimatina steals it. And the Dogs are away through the wing with another brilliant release handball to Albie. Spearing ball. Smith marks 55 out. Wants to take them on. Handballs over the top. Hunter slips. Caught. Johnson. Verse. Bounce. Free kick. Free kick for too high.
Oh. Well, I must admit I was watching down the ground, so I'd like to see it again.
So Shane Burse.
Yes, it is, technically, over the shoulder.
Distance might test him. Brian, you see them at training. Is this within his range?
Just, this will test his capabilities, you would think.
Puts the ball on the deck. He will know what his captain, Chris Grant, has done with his last few efforts. Perhaps youth can give them the goal they so richly deserved when they started well in this third term. He's held up.
Blood rule Burns again, Dwayne.
So Burns will remove himself from the field, and the tension continues to build here with the ball in the hands of Shane Burse. It's been a brilliant game to watch. You see the Collingwood Brains Trust trying to reassess as to what they might do to replace Scott Burns under the blood rule.
The young fellow comes in, you would think, unburdened, wouldn't you? I mean, if he was playing suburban footy, he'd be sitting back thinking, oh, great, I've got a shot at goal. The expectation and pressure is so much greater, of course. When you see your captain miss a couple of easy ones, I guess the pressure builds, but really, he'd be pretty confident.
Every kid has done this in the backyard at the trees. The long kick at goal to change the game, and it's across the face. And another miss for the Bulldogs. 7 points the margin. And we've played 18 minutes third term. What's up, Doc?
Scotty Burns in the rooms again with that split eye, Dwayne, so more attention. He should be back shortly. That's what the blood rule is about.
Yeah, it really has affected Burns' game today, being able to get some quality, consistent time on ground as Lacuria bursts through the half-back line. Delivery up forward, great to Rocker. Bartlett, courage, West, feeding handball, Hunter. A decision to make, which way? Crediok found him. Tarrant making sure he doesn't play on. Good play by Chris Tarrant. Crediok wide to Johnson. Has to be precision-like to find West. West found space in McGough. Delivery to Grant. Tied up. Wakeland did well. Ball to ground. McKee under the pump. Good Darcy tackle. Fraser. 2 to beat. Did it well, the big fella. Fed the handball to Lockyer. Crossed the face of goal as they transfer the play, and it's complete in the hands of Nick Davis.
This game has lifted another gear. Davis at half-back. Collingwood have threatened, just can't get the lead back. Spearing ball, Didak in the middle. Takes on the opposite number 4, Garlick. Long ball, no one home.
Chris Tarrant had landed up, straight up the middle of the ground, and I just don't think that Didak saw him at all.
Crediok, Didak manning him up. Half-back flag. We're into time on now, third term. And Crediok has control of the ball and uses his full quota of time.
Crediok slowing it right down. 7-point lead of the Bulldogs. 20-minute mark, third quarter.
That quota of time is as much as you'd like, it appears.
Crediok, no limit, Gary, obviously. Fraser flew high, McKee punch. Boundary throw in.
Well, they've only kicked, the Magpies have only kicked 6 goals in almost 3/4 of footy. Anthony Rocker, a couple of those. They've just got to find a way to convert more opportunities.
Disposals per goal there, a lot of usage of the ball. Inside 50s per goal. Pretty close, Alvey, working it out of a tight situation it was. His skills by foot have been good. Gilby chased it down, didn't watch the ball. Grant snuck the handball through. Missed the intended target. Wakeland, centre half back. Pies out of trouble again. Lacuria, O'Brien around the corner. Tarrant presents. Hunter punches, but Tarrant marks strongly. Play on. O'Brien linking play. This time they've got the loose player. Lacuria drills the ball to Rocker. Just a little bit too far in front. Bartlett pushed him to the pocket.
Should also add, of course, the Bulldogs have only kicked 6 goals. They've had 17 scoring shots, though, the Doggies. 10 to the Magpies. So they've just been strangled a bit as Saunders comes off. Nathan Brown back on.
Ball back into play. Collingwood forward pocket. Burst with a handball over the top to either Crediok or the boundary. He would have taken either.
Much prefer Nathan Brown on Jason Cloke, because Brown is a smart player. He knows where to run and could cause him a few problems. Gives Cloke something to think about. Than someone like young Nathan Saunders, who's not that confident at the moment, still finding his way.
You've got your way, Gary. That's precisely what's happened.
Fraser takes the ball out of the ruck contest and will get a bounce inside attacking 50 for Collingwood. Bulldogs by 7 points. Burns on screen with the sticking plaster on the cut eye. Top 5 possession winners. Brad Johnson leading them. Cloke up there. Has been loose in defence a lot of time. Ball still inside Collingwood's attacking 50. Still inside the pack. And still the umpire will be forced to sort it out.
So a very tight period of play here. Just the 2 goals scored in the quarter, 1 from each. And we are enjoying a high quality game full of pressure. Fraser, Bandy, McGough, Liberatore. Another ball up, just under 4 minutes remaining. Garlick on camera there, starting the day on the bench. Liberatore.
Head-to-head here, Dimatina and Buckley. It's been a big contest. Buckley just got his nose in front, but they're not quite the numbers that we expect from the Collingwood skipper.
Has been better in this second half, as you pointed out. Hamill to Rocker. Rocker will look to get it further down. West messed it up. Liberatore is close to the defensive goals you can get. He's not sure what to do. Went to handball in the end. Perhaps the clearing kick might have been the right option. Elby did well. Kept the ball in play and gained 30 metres away from the danger zone. Good play, Mark Elby.
See that movement again. Liberatore can almost handball as far as he can kick nowadays. Ball back into play. Slapped down, half forward flank, Collingwood. Nick Davis over it. No one can break free. And we'll get another bounce. Just the Collingwood side of the dockside wing. We started this game with the roof open. It has since been closed with light drizzle falling. And we're in the shadows of three-quarter time. Dogs holding that 1-goal, 1 lead. Ball to Murphy. Caught. Dack. Brad Johnson. Caught. Fraser. Can't track it. Bursts through them all. Stolen by Holland. He gets through. Liberatore grabs him. Brilliant game. Continues to get spice added to it. Burst to Johnson. Handle over the top to Bandy. Back to Brad Johnson. We can bring the house down here. Drop punt towards goal. No one can mark it. And Ben Johnson comes up with it for Collingwood. And they're on the rebound. Cloak. Back to Ben Johnson. To Buckley. The gun is away. Kicks toward half forward. Freeborn's got it.
Freeborn. Collingwood quickly into attack. This means danger for the Bulldogs. Players are just a little bit free of my normally be. Rocker, very, very strong hands. Launched.
He has been threatening this all day. In fact, he stood on Stephen Criniel's head virtually. And take it from me, boys, it's not a pleasant experience that's happened to you. But just to get the footy in there quickly to this fellow, he still presents or shapes as their best opportunity for Collingwood, because he's been so dangerous up there. His marking for most of this year has been so very good, particularly in a contested situation. And I think they've just got to, at all costs, pump that footy in there as quickly as they can and give him a chance.
Mark of the year, contender without doubt, Anthony Rocker. Result, 25 metres directly in front of goal, and nails it. Anthony Rocker has got his third.
He's got the goal in each of the quarters, Anthony Rocker. And, well, his afternoon has been fairly solid. He's now got 3 for the day. He's the only multiple goal scorer, and that is a big jump, I can tell you right now. For a big man of 6'4" or 6'5", that is a real big grab. We saw Chris Tarrant take one at the MCG a couple of years ago. I think that one might just get ready for that limited edition poster set of that one, Brian.
The margin at quarter time was 4 points. The margin at half time was 4 points. The margin with just 1 minute 13 to go, the three-quarter time, is 1 point. Darcy takes it out of the air. Dimatina fighting back against Buckley. Cloak in defence. Can't mark this one. Freeborn can crumb it. Wakeland. Cloak. Oh, what a slap down. Boundary.
I'll tell you what. He's not put 1 foot wrong that bloke, Jason Cloak. For a youngster, he does everything right, whether it be to get the body in the way just for a little shepherd to buy his teammate a metre, or a tap on when he's under pressure. He reads the game very well. He's had 19 possessions and taken 10 marks.
Jason Cloak, great performance. McKee out of the ruck. Advanced it. Tarrant trapped it with the shins. Buckley, head over the ball. Garlick applying the tackle. What a contest we have got there here. 1 point. Nearing three-quarter time.
Strap yourself in. I know there's still some time to be played in this quarter, but this is going to be one hell of a last quarter. So much at stake from a Collingwood point of view. Third on the ladder. They'd be hoping and looking to stay in that top 4. And the Bulldogs, who haven't given up on a final 8 position, becomes a massive game for them.
Scott Burns there getting some more attention on the eye. 4-point quarter-time lead Collingwood. 4-point half-time lead Western Bulldogs. 1 point lead at the moment for the Bulldogs as Grant finally comes from the ground. looking very stiff.
Brad Johnson's been superb this quarter as well, really lifted his rating game.
Boundary throw in. Dimatina, Shepherd, Johnson with the poker. By foot, through the pack. Croft wanted to go right, brought it back left. West got it all in front of him, brought it down well. Cloak recovers. West there now. Cloak shovels the handball out, releasing Ben Johnson. Shrew centre half back kick is good to Didak.
Clock might beat them. Didak. Lucuria, they need a mark. Rocker's on the march, but it's three-quarter time. Anthony Rocker on screen, contender for Mark of the Year that has given the crowd here that have come to support Collingwood a sniff of momentum at the last break. Chris Grant exposing himself to some treatment for a sore back, but there is 1 point the difference at the last change of what's been one of the gains of the year. Stay with us. Bulldogs 6-11-47, Collingwood 7-4-46.
This week on Grumpy Old Men, join us for two of the hard men of AFL football.
Join KB, Bob Davis, Tony Shaw and Doug Hawkins on Grumpy Old Men, Wednesday 8 o'clock on Fox Footy Channel.
There are sports, and there are extreme sports. Just like there are compact four-wheel drives, and there's the Nissan X-Trail. An extreme all-mode four-wheel drive system. An extreme interior. And extreme power. The X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact four-wheel drive to the extreme. Just like the X-Trail.
Bring it in. Hey, Gordy. Talk to me, okay? This is killing us, man. What are we going to do? Okay. No, we've got to stay focused. Together. Yep. As a team. Come on, as a team. Come on!
Harvey Norman for 36 months interest-free terms. 36 months interest-free on furniture, bedding and bedroom furniture. 36 months interest-free on electrical items like fridges, freezers, TVs and stereos. 36 months interest-free on computers, printers, communication items and software. What a deal. 36 months interest-free. 36 months interest-free terms now at Harvey Norman. Minimum purchase $500, 1/3 deposit. Conditions apply. See store for details.
Keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da. Grandmas sit in chairs and reminisce. Boys keep chasing girls to get a kiss. The cars keep a going faster all the time. Mom still cries, hey buddy, have you got a dime? And the beat goes on. Yes, the beat goes on. And the beat goes on. And the beat goes on. The beat goes on.
I said to our guys we weren't going to talk about it again. Just for you and Foxtel Mark, we'll talk about it again.
The difference here at three-quarter time at Colonial Stadium, it is the Bulldogs 6-11-47 leading Collingwood 7-4-46. The captain of the Bulldogs, Chris Grant, off the ground late in the third quarter after missing a couple of relatively easy shots at goal. Looks like he's got a hip or buttock problem. Why don't we go and ask Dr. Peter Larkins?
Yeah, I think you're pretty close there, Gary. Off air I heard the diagnosis, but I won't repeat what you said, but it is a corked buttock. You see him having a bit of gentle attention there from Sue, the physio. So he's got a bleeding, quite a bit of swelling there, which makes it difficult to run and kick, as we saw. They took him in the rooms for a bit of extra work, but mostly now they're just trying to run him through. So, look, you'd think, Gary, he should be able to get back, unlike Pressa Giacomo, who's off for Collingwood with concussion still.
Final term to get underway. 1 point the margin. It's been a thriller from the outset. Might be for the next 30 minutes as well. Darcy tried to get it out of the air. Dimitena had an air shot. And his man Buckley sends Collingwood into attack. One-on-one, Rocker. Almost the one-hander. Gives away a free to Butler.
Well, I like the way they played that, though. Buckley out of the middle, no mucking around, straight down there. Didn't work for him on that occasion, but it will if they keep belting it down to Rocker.
Murphy. Darcy. Half-back. Murphy again. The 1-2. Spearing ball to Johnson. Superb third term. Can't mark it this time. Drags his man down. And he gets the free himself.
Yeah, won it himself, didn't he? He's been, Paul Lacuria has been his opponent for most of the afternoon.
Dogs 15 frees. Collingwood 9. Spearing ball. Mark's been taken by Saunders. Inside 50.
And now, well, Jason Cloke's had about 5 opponents. Saunders is having another crack on him. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to attract the ball, get himself as a legitimate, dangerous option. It just means that Jason Cloke can't zone back into that hole and make it difficult for opposition players.
Saunders has been given the opportunity because Chris Grant can't take his place in the forward line. Could he provide the goal? But Chris Grant has been unable to. Tough angle. Starts it right, brings it back. Might be a kid. But gee, he can kick.
Well, that has been the way for the Bulldogs since quarter time. They've been able to score the first goal of the second, third, and now the last quarter in a pretty short space of time. He hasn't had a big day. Nathan Saunders, just his first kick and mark for the afternoon. His second in actual fact. But this is what he needs to do. If he's going to play down there, he's got to play as a forward. Don't go down there and be intimidated of the occasion. Get down and get involved. And, well, that was a wonderful conversion.
Nathan Saunders kicks his first goal. Collingwood lead the contested marks 11-5. What a game we have got here. Darcy in the middle, McKee won it down. Who will get the all-important clearance? McKee. Buckley, boot on ball. Burst, and O'Brien hard at it. O'Brien wins in the end. Looking for Buckley. West got in the road. McKee will get a loose ball in the middle. Feed the handball off O'Brien. They find space by going backwards. The advantage in the free kick was paid, and Didak's got it on half forward. Looks to get it long. One out. Bartlett and Rocker. Bartlett strong position this time. Help from Predihook. Predihook turns around, slots up. Short ball finds Brown. Brown thought about the handball. Now forced to kick on his non-preferred side. Brilliant kick, Jim Syracuse.
Offside ring. Clement holds him up. Spearing pass to half forward. Saunders can't bring it down this time.
It's a couple of times now gone to Anthony Rocker, and Bartlett's been able to stand his ground one-on-one in a marking contest, which, well, you wonder whether he can maintain that for the quarter. But it was a good effort by the former Brisbane Lion.
Half forward flank for the Dogs. McKee out of the air to the wing. Free ball and race on. Nathan Brown with him. Ball beats them both out of play.
They're showing their hand, and if that's the way they're going to play, that's terrific. But what that does now, it also opens up the opportunity for them to go short to a leading forward as well. So I think the stage is set there for the
Chris Grant still trying to warm up to get on the ground. Liberatore tried to break a couple of tackles. Fraser was absolutely nailed by Predihook. Ferocious tackle. Ball up centre wing. Bulldogs. Let's go. Michael Roberts, ground level.
Yes, the players are quite open. How with the surface here is so hard. 8 players lay down on their stomach and will rub new life into their legs at three-quarter time.
Collingwood playing their second consecutive game at Colonial. They've got another one next week, so they're really going to feel it. Nick Davis picks it up. The Bulldogs, of course, in their 4th consecutive game at Colonial Stadium. Kick goes forward by Nick Davis. Liberatore got on the end of it, gives it off to Elby. Been impressive today is Mark Elby. Kick forward, Johnson in amongst 2. Nice mark taken by Paul Lacuria.
Plenty of time remaining if Collingwood is good enough. Lacuria has Buckley calling for it, screaming for it, pleading for it. He's ignored. Tarrant the target. Up flies Bandy. Can't take the mark. Hunter. Burst. Tarrant. Good tackle. Smith on the wing. Croft at half forward. Big launch by Wakeham. Got a fist on ball. Legal, said the umpire. Saunders taken out by Cloak.
Croft has gone forward. Nathan Buckley, we know, enjoys playing against the Western Bulldogs. I'm not sure that record will continue. Dimitina's done a good job on him today.
15 possessions only for Nathan Buckley, and we're 5 minutes into the final term. And Dimitina, his man, got the handball out to Brad Johnson. To Darcy, across the face. Miss. And the Bulldogs kicking has been one of their sore points this year. And that was out of bounds on the full. And they've kicked 7 goals, 11 today. So far, Collingwood 7-4.
Shane Wakeland. Kick. Wakeland just floated a little bit too long in the air.
We heard that Matthew Croft, the fullback for the Bulldogs, won a goal-kicking competition down at training for the Western Bulldogs. I'm not sure where Stephen Crediuk figured in that.
Long time ago, Gary.
He's far more familiar to us football watchers as a defender with an ungainly kicking style.
Let's have a look at it. Stephen Crediuk trying to decrease the angle. The AFL average there, 47%. Now,
can't quite compute for Steve Crediuk, so I'm not sure he's ever had a kick from here.
Nathan Saunders coming from the ground under the blood rule, and this may see Chris Grant. No, Harrison's back on. So here we go.
Huge kick.
Stephen Crediuk. He's a long way out. He'll have to kick it all of 48 metres or so, and that alone will be a testing case for Steve Crediuk. And then there's the accuracy factor. This would give new life to the Bulldogs.
Great kick off the boot. Very unlucky. They've swung him around a bit, the doggies. They've got their fullback Croft playing at full forward now. Crediuk up the ground. Harrison comes off the bench now to play as a key forward as well.
And their best deliverer of the ball, Buckley, kicks to Clement from fullback. 8 points the margin. We've played 7.5 minutes. Final term. Well, the game that started in an open-air stadium and will finish indoors. Bandy, ball knocked to the back of the pack. Lock here. Dribbling ball to half forward.
Do a match-up.
Rocker, ball about to be rolling out of play in front of him. And will be tossed in. About 55 metres from the Collingwood goal.
Just last quarters here, the Dogs have been outscored this season 13 goals to 26, so they'd have to go against the trend.
Fraser takes this out of the air, trickles the ball inside 50. Rocker got it but lost it. Bartlett's got him. Umpire says play on. Hunter lost line of defence. Fumbles. Rushes it. 7 points the margin. 8 minutes. Final term.
Well, the umpire has to let it go now. He has to let it go for the rest of this quarter. No free kick there. Probably a good call on Anthony Rocker. They need to be consistent now.
Murphy from fullback. Bandy the target. Hasn't taken too many overhead contestants today. Ball out, heavy traffic. Liberatory worked it out well. West kick to the running Darcy on his favoured left boot. Closes in on the goals. Little chip kick. Finds Saunders. Saunders an opportunity to kick his second goal of the quarter and game.
Could be the unlikely hero. Nathan Saunders just ran back onto the ground after being off for a minute or two with the blood rule. And that's nice composure from Luke Darcy when the adrenaline's running. It's a tight match and you're running flat out towards goal to be able to chip it short. And I don't think Jason Cloak quite picked up the fact that Saunders had come back onto the ground. So the way he kicked that last goal, this shouldn't be a problem.
The AFL average there, high. Nathan Saunders, recruited from the Werribee Football Club. In he comes, just 35 metres out. And he kicked it offline. Minor score. And the Bulldogs throwing away opportunities.
The difference was the first one, I reckon he didn't think he could kick it, so he just kicked it. That one, I reckon he thought he could kick it, so just poked at it. Don't tell me it's not played between your ears.
Short pass to Ben Johnson from fullback. Lockyer found him. Grant tries to hold him up, but the 1-2 back to Lockyer successful. Wide ball. Buckley's got 2 to beat. Rises. Dimitina crouches him. Buckley the 3. portions of the crowd not happy. Toward O'Brien, that's the mark. The biblical looking one kicks long. Diner inside 50, crunched by Liberatore, and Diner gets the free.
Free kick was there. Tony Liberatore caught out of position, running with a fire to the footy. No eyes on the ball. That is a definite free kick to Alan Didak.
Tough angle. The margin is 8 points. This kick to reduce it to 2. Young player. Big future ahead of him. Drop punt. Well, he's got some composure. Margin back to 2 points.
Well, it's a game of inches, isn't it? Nathan Saunders, one into the ground, misses. An easier shot than that of Alan Didak's. Footy comes up the other end, and as you say, Dwayne, some composure and some skill. There's a lot of footy still to be played here, and that becomes such an important goal. So centre clearance is all important. Paul DiMartino's got that badly caught thigh. His ability to run and stay close and tight and do a job of Buckley becomes important.
Collingwood closing to within 2 points. 11 minutes, final quarter. Been not much more than a kick in it all day. West out wide, Jen Siracusa. Clement pushes him aside. Handball Lockyer. Good linking play, free ball. Onto Lucuria. Takes a bounce. Looks at what presents. Tarrant, White Day. Pretty hook. Punches to the ground. Tackle. Over the line. No free kick as Rowan Smith comes off. Eagleton on for the Bulldogs. 60 metres from the Collingwood goal.
Steve Credioc's been good today, been nice and solid.
Look at McKee and Darcy in the matchup stats there, and you'd have to say Gary McKee perhaps just.
Fraser dumps it inside 50, but Collingwood from the right. Podcast ball spills. Bartlett dangerous. Garlick ultra dangerous. The danger taken out of it by Hunter. Ball out of play. Ball inside. Collingwood's attacking 50, and they trail by 2 points. They played 13 minutes, final term. Biggest margin of the game has been 11 points. It has been close from the outset. Ruck contest, ball knocked down to Holland. McGough, Fraser, to put Collingwood in front.
Well, I tell you what, talk about class and skill and instinctive football. That was in heavy traffic for Josh Fraser. Contested in the boundary throw in here, didn't win it. Just found its way back into his hands. And look, he doesn't even look. That is just awareness. His second goal of the afternoon, and none more important than that. That is just a great footy brain there from the young fella from Mansfield. Second for the afternoon, Pies in front.
Pies by 4 points. Last quarter, Darcy and McKee, Buckley. Quiet first half, been better in the second.
7-man forward line in that occasion. Collingwood, the Bulldogs trying to slip a player back so they can set up from their half-back line, but Nick Moldhouse and the Collingwood team having none of that. Goal conversion here. The Pies on top.
McKee wins it down O'Brien, fast hands Buckley. Pressure from Albie, not enough to stop him kicking forward to Tarrant. And Tarrant's within range. There's a thumping kick.
Well, the centre clearance, as we speak about so often, and when it becomes such a tight match, doesn't matter how it gets out, it's as long as it gets out. And your forwards, as long as they're aware and reading the play. But, I mean, Chris Tarrant should take a good look at that. The difference there is that he was on the move right from the word go rather than standing still. And the fact that the ball dropped short just allowed him to take a mark and potentially kick a match-winning goal. It's such a critical lesson to be learned.
To put the Pies 10 points up at the 14-minute mark of the last quarter. From 50 metres out. Lovely roost.
First goal for the afternoon with Chris Tarrant. First game back for a little while after the forced layoff. And all of a sudden the Magpies have got 10 points.
And all of a sudden, Nathan Buckley's up to 17 touches. His second half of this game has been terrific. And the question's being put to the Western Bulldogs right now. You mentioned Stephen McKee before, Brian. His game has been terrific. He's been able to stand toe-to-toe with Luke Darcy.
The biggest lead Collingwood has had today has been 10 points. They once again have that lead with 11 minutes left in the game and a free kick.
Against Mark McGough, I reckon, Brian, they went to the 7-man forward line. He was very keen to get in there and provide another number off the back of the square.
Now, the umpire's just having a conference in the middle.
What are you doing?
Well, confusion reigns.
Yeah, does one free kick negate the other? Is that what it is?
I think you might be right, Gary. Both umpires perhaps blowing the whistle and saying they picked different players. It shows you how the umpires can get it wrong.
I think there's a free against Darcy at the same time as a free against the player coming in.
Whoever said umpires never changed their mind. Bounce. Darcy caught. Got the kick away. Travelled a metre. O'Brien over it. Can't get it out now. Dimatina dodges away. Darcy finally gets that kick he thought he had. Long. Full forward. High ball. Punch by Cloak. Rushes through. Nathan Brown.
100 games for Nathan Brown. He's got a hobble up. And Jason Cloak makes his first mistake for the afternoon. It costs his side a goal. Critical again out of the middle. Luke Darcy, who's been so good in recent weeks with his centre clearances, wins it, goes deep and long. Saunders gives a contest, ball falls over the back. Cloak goes for the safety of a point, and Brown runs onto it. Game's alive.
Collingwood looking to make it 4 consecutive victories in a row. Lead has been narrowed. Burns got a high one.
The side that won the ball out the middle the past 3 occasions, Brian, have kicked goals, so it's nice to have a tough nut like Scott Burns in there.
Yes, Collingwood kicked 3 in a row until the Burns soccer just moments ago brings it back to a 4-point game.
I want to see the goal probability on Anthony Rocca from this distance. He has had a good afternoon, kicked 3 goals, a goal in each quarter. He's outside, been kicking from outside 50. He's taken 7 marks. And there it is. 1% is the probability. I'd suggest you get on, if you can get on.
Rocca, 3 goals. To put the prize, 10 back in front, hasn't got it. Danger still here for the Bulldogs. Fraser flies. No winner in the air. Collingwood get the behind. 5-point lead. We've played 18 minutes final quarter. Still plenty of action to come. Plenty of time. Quality contest.
Rowan Smith, who received a phone call from Mark Ward during the week. Trying to rise some confidence from him.
Chris Grant back on the ground too, Dwayno. He might have to talk to Mark Ward.
Long ball, yes. He needs some confidence, certainly. Freeborn, McGough, Burns. Full forward, Tarrant's on the lead. Hunter with him. Tarrant, 1 grab. Not the second. Pretty York relieves some pressure with a bounce. Make that 2. Thought about making it 3. Dangerous clearance. High. Lucuria.
He lets himself down at times, Steve Pretty at his disposal. He's been terrific today, but just turned it over on occasions.
Had nothing on, but perhaps the boundary line might have been on. Tough kick under enormous pressure. Rocca's got it. Even too far for his best spiral. Kick to Buckley in the pocket, pushes Prettier off, and he's done his drawn, I reckon. Steve Prettier, I think, has just done his drawn.
Well, if Nathan Buckley's seen that, here is a chance for him to run around on that right boot. One of the Western Bulldog players should get on the mark.
Buckley, 50 metres out, sitting on the pickets. The Collingwood skipper, 5-time Copeland Trophy winner, 6 All-Australian jumpers in a row, has missed. Prediok will come straight from the ground. And we have a 6-point ball game in favour of the Magpies.
Collingwood taken 13 contested marks to the Western Bulldogs 5. Anthony Rocca's taken 5 of them. So again, he's had a big afternoon. A big same proceedings. The ability to take a contested mark is so important.
Roland Smith to try and find a Bulldog with the kick in. Players fly. Harrison thought he had it, so did Lockyer. West is over at Garlick, steals it. Has the handball up, Fandy. Gian Syracuse. This looks promising. Inboard. Good mark taken by Lindsay Gilby. He's on the wing. 1 goal the difference. We're into time on by a matter of seconds. Final term. Spearing ball to Smith. Takes the mark. Handball to Garlick. He can level the scores. Can't get a kick away. Burns. Freeborn. Lockyer. Oh, they've got the loose man. It's Carrot. Wicked marching. Spearing ball. Rocker. Plays on. Chips it over the top. Burns running. Turned it over. Mercy the saving mark. Last line of defence for the Dogs.
Too casual, Anthony Rocker, at that situation. Realises that he has to realise that everything becomes so critical. Just sat back on that one, thought he could get it to Burns.
Murphy from fullback goes wide, finds Hunter. Every kick, every possession counting, and needs to be quality-like from this point in time on if you don't wish to pay the penalty. Kingsley Hunter goes up the line, Garlick's on. He'll mark, he takes McGough on, runs away, there's an opportunity. Garlick goes with the low ball to Brown! No mark, it's still free. Umpire rightly called play on.
I tell you who's breathing a sigh of relief right now is Mark McGough. Garlick took a mark out on the wing. McGough was going to spoil, missed the spoil and ran straight past him, allowed him to play on, and that is a very, very good umpiring decision.
Bounce inside, attacking 50 for the Dogs. Eagle turn to level the score. Fist on ball. Last line of defence by Cloak. And it's a 5-point ball game. 22 minutes elapsed. Final term. If you're at home watching this in the kitchen, preparing dinner, put down all sharp objects. If you're in the car, for your own safety, pull over for the next 5 minutes. Nathan Buckley, 23 minutes on the clock. Spearing ball, wide, McGough, sensational. McGough long, Nick Davis, Murphy with him, ball close to the line. Dogs would hope to take it up. Big tackle late on Harrison, too high. 5 points to margin. And we're into the 23rd minute of the final term.
This is where the gut-busting running comes into it. You cannot afford to let an opponent find some room and space. Some ineffective kicks at the moment. Collingwood just sneaking out on that total. 22 to the Dogs 14.
Harrison short to Johnson. Johnson short finds his target in Garlick, who's been good in this last quarter. Only the very good cars have TVs in them, Dwayne. Johnson. Handball over the top, Harrison. Onto the favoured left, ball forward, Saunders, stretching attempt. So Brown and Saunders in the last few minutes have coughed up difficult attempts to mark.
What it does say is if you can get some possession through the middle of the footy, because players are a little more tired, you will get the opportunity to try and hit a target. It's just whether you can make the most of it or not.
Tacking 50 for the Bulldogs, Darcy. Trying to get Bird on ball, Dimatina in there hard, McKee has worked tirelessly all day. 5-point Collingwood lead at the 24-minute mark, final term.
Could it be? Chris Grant, 20 metres out directly in front. He's on the ground, he's at full forward.
Bounce on attacking 50 for the Dogs, all west. 50 out, high bomb. Here he is, Chris Grant under it. Waits on one, round two. Gonna pay that. And he'll use his full quarter of time. Chris Grant on the mark. The ball kicked quickly wide to Curia. Lockyer calls for it. Wide earth. Half-back flank. Important attempt of this. Doesn't take it. Off the deck. Ball socket by Gilby. Towards attacking 50. Buckley. If you can have the ball in anyone's hands right now and you're a Collingwood fan, well, it would have been Buckley. Ball out of play.
Even the gather though, Dwayne, that was a difficult ball. He made it look relatively easy. I mean, there would have been players that would have ran over the top of that and fumbled.
Malthouse and the coaching staff right in front of this boundary throw. McKee, look at that. Johnson, Van Bright, Burns, McGough. Collingwood gaining momentum as they go forward. Rocker to Mark Bartlett. O'Brien at the back. The tackle by Smith. Off the boot of O'Brien is out of bounds on the full. So here we go. Bulldogs at half-back. Time running low. Grant comes from the ground. Albion, so it won't be the fairy tale finish for Chris Grant. Dimatina will look to get it in the corridor. Smith runs. Spent time on the bench in this quarter.
Well, why isn't that 50 being slung to the ground?
A warning at this stage. Probably appropriate. Elvie. Hunter. Short ball. Don't know who it was intended for. But this is going to leave the Bulldogs exposed further down the track. As Nick Davis will find Rocker on the lead. 20 metres in front of Bartlett. Buckley runs into space. Beautiful kick.
That is a mark. That is a great mark. I tell you what, it might not have looked it, but that had some heat on it from Anthony Rocker. It was spinning in a difficult manner. Have a look at this. And it was fingertip stuff from the skipper. That is a great mark. He's lifted after half-time. His 21st touch. It hasn't been his best game. He'll have a few more important kicks this year.
Oh, Gary, he could still finish in the Brownlow votes. He's had a very good second half. The half that mattered. Buckley comes in. You would think the seal again for Collingwood. It's a goal!
Oh, well, Paul Dimatina worked so hard in the first half. He's had to carry what we believe is a bad cork thigh after half-time, and Nathan Buckley's just split him open a bit in his second half. And so has Anthony Rocker been terrific. But that one, again, it was like they gather at half-back. The good players are able to make it or take the mark, and that's what he did at the important time.
Margin out to 11 points, 2 goals the difference for the Bulldogs. Still time. McKee knocks it down through traffic. Dimatina. Garlic handled over the top to West. Long launch from 60. Lost on defence cloak. He has had a sensational day in the air.
If anyone's entitled to get cramp, it would be him.
22 possessions. That's his 11th mark.
Yeah, I think he reads the ball so very well, Graham. I think that's the thing that's impressed me most is he picks it up so quickly off the boot, and that's why he can take some uncontested marks.
Jason Cloak thought about Buckley short and did the right thing. Long ball being marked by Saunders. There's the clock. Under 3 minutes remaining. 11-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Kicking ball being marked by the man of the match, Jason Cloak. How happy Mum and Dad will be, and all other Collingwood supporters.
I read in the footy record, I think it was there, I read it might have been in the paper today, that he's got a couple of young brothers who are equally as talented, and it was something that Eddie Maguire and the Collingwood hierarchy would be rubbing their hands together about.
And I think Mum, Julie, nominated all the brothers, would like to stick together if possible. Ball in dispute, West. Have to get rid of it, kick it out of bounds on the full. 6 goals to 3 after half-time for the Magpies.
Time the enemy for that man and his team at the moment. Clement holds the ball.
Put the clock on this one.
You count 1 elephant, 2 elephant, Gary. I think he's had about 15 seconds already. Now finally kicks to half forward with his 13th possession. Fraser rises. Rocker! Superb. And we're inside 2 minutes. And Rocker will use his full quota. 11 marks for Anthony.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he would have to be up in the best half a dozen on the ground as well, because he's just competed so well.
Launches it inside, 50-yard high bomb and getting back. Taking them up into Gilby.
They had little chance, the Western Bulldogs. They've got a slim chance now with that kick.
Smith held up though by Holland, wants to play on quickly. Knows time is his enemy. Spearing ball. Not been taken by Eagleton. Looping handball over the top. Once again, Lindsay Gilby with the possession. High inside 50. Johnson beaten for it by Clement. Ball slapped out. Bulldog fate in the hands of Trent Bartlett. Went wide. Gets it back again. Needs it inside 50. Goes towards Saunders. Can't take the mark. Off hands. Harrison. High bomb. Goal square. Darcy!
He played it.
Got a mark. After giving a push.
I reckon he was going to play the push that umpire.
Clock is ticking.
I tell you, the Anthony Rocket kick to come inside with less than 2 minutes to go, just opened the door when it was almost bolted shut. So if he kicks his goal, they probably have half a minute.
Needs to kick it. No angle. Drop half is into the post.
I don't deserve to win with that kicking, I'm afraid.
And that tells the tale of the day. That picture paints more than 1,000 words.
Well, Saunders has had opportunities in this last quarter. Darcy has. Grant did in the third quarter. Crediuk also. It's their fourth poster, so maybe they've been unlucky, but those posters have come from kicks that should have been nowhere near the post.
On the other hand, I think in this quarter, Collingwood kicked 4 goals from 4 opportunities. McGough, clock winds down, game over. It'll be a 10-point Collingwood victory. Thoroughly deserve it. They've been smart. They've driven this home. It'll be the 4th consecutive win for the Magpies. Just 1 win for the Bulldogs. Siren sounds. The skipper ends up with the ball. A dynamic second half. There's Moathouse in the box. Collingwood fans are jumping with joy. What a win for the Magpies. 10 points at the end. They trailed by 4 points at half-time, 1 at three-quarter time. Got up by 10.
The sign of a good side, Brian, is to win when you don't play well, and I think that's the case. I don't think Collingwood played as well as they have in the past month or so, but they were able to manufacture something and find something in the last half and last quarter in particular, and just guts out a strong win. I think from a Western Bulldogs point of view, it would be heartbreaking. At various stages, they dominated enough of the play to open up a bigger lead, and missed opportunities will once again be high on the agenda. And that boy there, he's not a man, he's a boy. Jason Clark, in my mind, was the best player on the ground. Held them up time after time in defence, and he is quickly emerging as the recruit of season 2002, and that's a very good result.
10-point win to the Magpies.